stupid question this morning. What type of animal is a Flemish giant? Do you know? We are going to go to Dave and see if he does indeed know. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning. It is a rabbit.
It is a rabbit. You are correct, sir. So hang on the line.
A Flemish giant.
And they're pretty freaking big, man. Nick's got a picture. Steve, you want to go see this of one sitting next to a collie?
Wow.
Look at the size of that bunny.
I want one.
All right, so Dave, we are going to set you up with a Hand & Stone gift card. Excuse me, good for a free massage or facial, and you can deck the halls at Hand & Stone Massage and Facial Spa. Buy a spa package and get a free massage or facial gift card, and you can visit any of their 60 area locations or search for the location nearest you and view their exclusive online offers. Restrictions apply, and you can see the spa for full details. All right, at the box office, Avatar did not take in quite what they thought it was going to take in, but it did bring in $134 million. The rumors were that it may hit the $200 million mark, but it came up well short of that. Black Panther Wakanda Forever, though, that second place made $5.4 million. Followed by Violent Night, Strange World, The Menu, Devotion, The Fablemans. Black Adam was 8, and then you had I Heard the Bells, and number 10 was Empire of Light.
Concerning the Avatar thing, the truth of the matter is that the original Avatar stayed consistent for a long time, and that's how it got to where it was. I don't think it blew out the box office. And this is the reason. I think this does make sense. That's more an appointment sort of, I want to make sure I'm seeing it in the optimum conditions.
Yeah.
That's a big investment time-wise. So they're believing that during the time around the holidays, like this week and next week, that you'll see those numbers kick up. We'll see.
Right. Austin Butler paid an emotional tribute to his late mother while hosting Saturday Night Live over the weekend. The Elvis star shared that he was very shy as a child, but that being silly with his mom, he said, broke me out of my shell and the core of what started me in acting. He said, my mom is no longer with us. He was choking up a little bit when he said this, but I've been thinking about her a lot this week. Just imagining how proud she'd be of her son, who used to not be able to order food for myself at a restaurant, is now standing on this stage. And he said, and tonight, just know that anytime you see me doing a silly voice and making a funny voice, that's for you, Mom.
He was a good host. I thought he did a really good job.
He was excellent, Nick. I was watching, and I was thinking two things. I was thinking, one, he's really bought in. He's doing the whole deal. He's really rehearsed his lines. And number two, I figured that his penis probably glows red.
Probably.
From all. This guy has got... I mean, he is very Elvis-like. His love of his mother. He's a good-looking. He's like in the Timothy Chalamet.
He looked really comfortable as the host. You know, like he's been doing it a million times, and this is the first time hosting. And the only thing that I know him from is the Elvis movie.
Apparently, he was like a Nickelodeon Disney kid.
He was. He was.
Okay.
And he was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He plays.
All right.
Yeah, Tex.
That's right.
Yeah.
Saturday also marked Cecily Strong's last episode on SNL after 11 seasons. Kenan Thompson bid farewell to Strong in a sketch during which he played her Radio Shack boss, Frank Lasagna. And he said, as some of you know, this is Cecily's last day working at Radio Shack for 8 incredible years. And she said, well, it's been 11. And he goes, I know, and 8 of them were incredible. But he said, honestly, I don't think Radio Shack could have survived this long. Excuse me, without Cecily. Every time she came to work, she had a new character, a new accent, new impression that would blow you away. And she'd have a power and joy to her performance that made you remember why you loved working at Radio Shack in the first place. And I know I'm not supposed to say this as your boss, but I love you, Cecily.
Aww.
Yeah.
Steve, I noticed, so it was this past episode, and usually the last episode of the season is the thing that I always look forward to, and that's when, during Weekend Update, Michael Che and Colin Jost would write jokes for their other guy that they didn't know what the joke was, they didn't know what the punchline was.
And they're supposed to have to read it cold on air?
Yeah. And they haven't done it. They didn't do it this time.
Right.
Is it just because it's Christmas and not the end of the season?
They always did it as a Christmas present and end of the season.
They've actually done it a couple of times already. So
I haven't seen it.
It's kind of surprising that she's leaving now, too. I mean, the season's not over. It's just the year's over.
Yeah, she's doing a lot of stuff, though. Hey, she booked those Verizon commercials. So she's good to go.
Sharon Osbourne was hospitalized on Friday evening after suffering a medical emergency in Santa Paula, California. She had been filming on her son's TV special, Jack Osbourne's Night of Terror. Jack shared a statement regarding the incident through his Instagram story. He wrote, she has been given the all clear from her medical team and is now home. Thank you to everyone who has reached out with love and support. As to what happened to my mom, I'm going to leave that to her to share about when she is ready. So
I can guess what happened.
What?
She was attacked by a ghost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were on that show.
Yeah, they were
right?
on that set.
Yeah,
yeah,
you,
maybe
you
that
can't
happened.
screw with that stuff.
So we'll see if there's confirmation of that or not. In an interview with the Mail on Sunday, Britney Spears' father, Jamie, the subject of much scorn from the Free Britney movement, is speaking out for the first time in a decade. The 70-year-old defended his conduct during his daughter's long conservatorship, musing at one point on whether she'd be alive without that intervention. Britney has alarmed even her most ardent defenders recently with a spate of near-nude social media posts and erratic captions. The behavior has even led her husband to question them, although he said he would not attempt to curtail her actions. Jamie Spears told the Mail that his conservatorship actions were done only to save his daughter during her most troubled times. He claimed that not only did he prevent her ruination, but that he kept her relationships together with sons Preston and Jaden. Jamie said of those times that he isn't going to paint no pretty pictures.
No pretty picture. That girl's out of her freaking mind.
But he said the actions were necessary. He said, not everybody's going to agree with me. It's been one hell of a time, but I love my daughter with all my heart and soul. Where would Britney be right now without that conservatorship? And I don't know if she'd be alive. He said, I don't. For protecting her and also protecting the kids, conservatorship was a great tool. Without it, I don't think that she would have gotten the kids back. The two teenage boys, by the way, live with their father, Kevin Federline, and have recently stayed away from their mother. He said that he doesn't want to be too candid in his remarks for fear of sending Britney further down the hole, as he puts it. But he said, I miss my two boys really, really bad. I do. You know, we were very close. They were around that age where you could start having a good time with them, but they were developing a mind of their own. God makes things happen for a reason. I don't know what that reason is, but it's been a tough 3 years without them. The family's a mess, and all we can do is keep praying, he said.
So there's some things that he says that I think make sense, and obviously you see the way she's acting now and on Instagram, and can raise some concern. However, you also remember he apparently had microphoned her bedroom and stuff like that. So there's a lot of weird stuff going on all over the place.
Yeah, I don't know what the story was on that. Maybe to find out if she was talking to herself or who knows
I just did it so I could pleasure myself to the sounds of her love making.
The court arrangements also helped Britney rebuild her finances, Jamie claimed, saying that her daughter was broke. She had no money whatsoever. The conservatorship set a resource where she could get back financially. And, you know, we worked and she got herself straight up financially. So, you know.
Just sad. Like,
It's very
the whole
sad.
thing.
How's she making money now? Is she touring or selling or doing anything?
No, I don't. I think she does it because she talks about in some of her posts about not singing anymore.
Right. Yeah, that's a good
Maybe
question. She
people are
did
paying
that
her
thing
to
with
announce
Elton
it.
John.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
Just
she did
recently.
recently
Maybe
do
she
that.
made some money from
Yeah,
that. Don't
I'm
really
sure.
know. Rocky fans have been left heartbroken after an event with Sylvester Stallone allegedly sold more photo op packages than time allowed for.
I'm sorry, I can't do anymore. I got carpal tunnel syndrome.
So Sly was booked for Experience with Sylvester Stallone Live, an event sponsored
Freak out.
by a company called Experience With, where fans book tickets to have dinner, hear the Rocky star talk on stage, and bid on signed memorabilia. So
You got to have dinner with him.
well, there were a number of different ticket packages available, including some that included a meet and greet with a photo opportunity, and that cost between $750 and $1,250.
Jesus Christ.
That ain't you.
It's reported that some fans who bought the package were left disappointed when time ran out and Sly left.
That's right. It stinks.
Before everyone had their photo taken with him. TMZ reported that an email sent to the disappointed fans read, the reason the photos did not go as planned is that Mr. Stallone had to leave the event earlier than expected and was not feeling 100%. Our events can be very demanding. We have to respect the celebrity's wishes at all times.
I got to feed my turtles.
However, a source close to the actor told TMZ that Sly's contract only committed him to a certain time for the photo ops and that he actually stayed longer than he was obligated to.
Yeah, it sounded like something that he would hang out. He wouldn't, just bolt on fans.
The source is reported to have blamed the event organizers for overselling the amount of packages available during the limited amount of allotted time. Disappointed ticket buyers took to Experience With's social pages to question if they would get reimbursed due to missing the photo op, and the brand has confirmed that they will be giving out reimbursements.
That's a chunk of change, though, man.
Experience with are reported to have said that everyone who paid for an upgraded photo op ticket with the Rocky Star and didn't receive one will be reimbursed accordingly.
You know, it was much cheaper and still a good ticket. Brunch with Paulie.
Yeah. Experience with has confirmed that around 100 fans were left without photos, with them getting through 60% of the promised pictures. They also reported to have said that this happens from time to time with their celebrities as the events can turn into long nights.
Well, they're showing a picture of the room. There were a lot of people in that room.
Experience with says all customers have been contacted and offered full refunds or the option to attend another event with Sly in the future. So we'll see if they make good of it.
See you there.
Yep. Let's see. We have time for a couple more quick things. Yeah. How about this one? I know this will rip you apart, but Entertainment reports that after just 3 months of dating, Jojo Siwa and Avery Cyrus are going separate ways.
They were made for each other.
Cyrus shared
Mel and I are upset.
a video compilation of the pair's Royal Caribbean cruise to TikTok on Saturday, which features the J Team saying, "This is my I'm sorry for breaking up with you present," and handing her a prize from an arcade game. After fans commented on the video wondering about the relationship, Cyrus wrote, "We decided that we are better off as friends. We are both so young and still just trying to figure our stuff out."
They realized that on the cruise?
I guess so.
Oh, man, that's the worst place. They're usually the love boats.
Speaking of cruises, according to Deadline, Kate Winslet is weighing in on whether or not Leonardo DiCaprio's character Jack could have survived in Titanic if he had climbed on top of the door with her character Rose. James Cameron told the Toronto Sun recently that he conducted a scientific study to see if it was possible. Excuse me, man. I'm all congested up. He said,
Mythbusters did too.
Yep. He said, we have done, and he was on that episode.
Yes, he was, yeah.
He said, we have done a scientific study to put this whole thing to rest and drive a stake through its heart once and for all. We have since done a thorough forensic analysis with a hypothermia expert who reproduced the raft from the movie, and we're going to do a little special on it that comes out in February, he said. On Friday's episode of the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, Winslet shared her opinion. She said, I have to be honest, I actually don't believe that we would have survived if we had both gotten on the door. I think he would have fit, but it would have tipped, and it would have not been a sustainable area. So you heard it here for the first time. Yes, he could have fit on that door, but it would have not stayed afloat. It wouldn't have. So
There's a video
is weighing in.
There's a video that shows up on my Instagram feed from time to time, and it's a press junket for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and it's Leo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, and Margot Robbie. And the reporter asks Leo about it, and Margot Robbie and Brad Pitt start joking about it and laughing. But DiCaprio just says, no comment. Over and over. He's like, I'm not going to comment on this. I am not going to comment on this. Yeah. So, I mean, he's having fun with it, but no comment whatsoever.
Yep. The bottom line is, and he had said it, James Cameron had said it on Mythbusters. He's like, Jack had to die because it's in the script that way.
Yes.
And there you go.
That's how it was written.
That's your favorite movie, right, Kathy?
One of them.
All
Yeah.
right.
Me and my brother, when it's on, we're always like, hey, well, now you can watch anything, but like no matter where it was in the movie, we'd be like, it's on, put it on.
And Nick mentioned Margot Robbie. Thank you, guys. You're giving me all these great segues. Right. So Warner Brothers released the first teaser trailer for Greta Gerwig's Barbie, starring Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling. Have you seen it, Steve?
Yeah, it's a 2001 tribute. Yeah, it's
outstanding.
Very well done.
So Helen Mirren says in a voiceover, since the beginning of time, since the first little girl ever existed, there have been dolls, but the dolls were always and forever baby dolls until, and then they show Robbie, who's a towering version of the iconic doll in a striped swimsuit, which is a replica, by the way, of the first Barbie doll ever released by Mattel in 1959. So the swimsuit is apropos and accurate. The 75-second promo gives a glimpse of Robbie as Barbie, Gosling as Ken, and the pink world in which they live. And the film is scheduled to reach theaters July 21st of this coming year.
Now, this can either be, pitch perfect and on the money, or it can be a disaster, but I'm pulling for it because I'd love to see them do this world right.
Yep, I agree. I hope it turns out well. All right, we are ready for clips. If These Walls Could Sing is the untold story of the Abbey Road studio, including all-star interviews and backstage access to the premises. Here, director Mary McCartney reveals what formed her take on this project.
The other inspiration was a picture I'd seen of my mum leading a pony called Jet across the zebra crossing, which I saw in the Abbey Road book like years before. So I was like, I need to do it. And also, I didn't know it was 90 years old, and I did not know any of the history.
If These Walls Could Sing is out now on Disney+. Here's the next clip. When a lively young family moves in next door, grumpy widower Otto Anderson meets his match in a quick-witted pregnant woman named Marisol in A Man Called Otto. And in this clip, Tom Hanks addresses his nice guy reputation.
To be nice means that, I think that to be defined as being nice means somehow that you come to work and don't make waves and don't try too hard and try to take it as easy as possible. And that is not the case at all.
What the hell are you talking about?
Man Called Otto comes out this week in theaters, by the way.
You recommended a book to me about hockey. And
yeah, Beartown.
Yes, and so the writer of that is a guy named Frederick Bachman, and he wrote the book that this movie is based on called A Man Called Ove. And it's a really popular book, and the trailer looks really good. So this is the Americanized version of that book.
Okay, A Man Called Otto comes out this week in theaters. Yeah, he's Swedish.
Yes.
So interesting. All right, and there you go. That is this entertainment report for today. Hey, you, would you like to go to the Christmas Miracle?
Miracle!
We are down to our last 10 invites, and you're getting one of them. Caller number 19 at 215-263-WMMR. It's day after tomorrow, Wednesday. We're going to be at Parks Casino in Bensalem, and hopefully you will be the caller that gets through and will be joining us for your opportunity to win some of our best prizes of the year. It's a 21 and over event. You can bring a friend, but only you will be qualified to have your name drawn to get up on stage. Your name drawn by Gary Lauer.
Yeah.
Our Christmas elf. And you need to be there Wednesday morning, obviously bright and early. 215-263-WMMR. Caller number 19, let's get you. We'll do several more invites before the day is up, and then tomorrow we'll have our last of them, and then we do the live broadcast, and we want to see you there. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back in just a moment. Some guests on the program. We'll tell you about that in a little bit. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve
on 93.3 WMMR.
this Friday.
More free advertising because they have this amazing salsa and guacamole dip.
I don't even want to talk about that. That just you just made a mess in my mouth. I know I just said
You
that.
just made a mess in my mouth. How am I going to explain it to my mother? I told you he would do that. He's a football player. Did he give you that line about the big game?
Damn it.
He made a mess in your mouth, didn't he?
Start the countdown clock for when that is isolated and repeated many
already
times.
working on it.
I know she is.
It's like goo. Goo.
You.
Did he leave goo in your mouth?
Oh, gross.
Go back to the
like-
strawberries. I want to talk about the strawberries.
Yeah, because now he messed it all up with salsa and guacamole.
Yeah,
I'm
skip that.
thinking
Let's go back to
Sweet and savory. The deep fried brownie is glorious.
But she's just saying chocolate covered things.
In general,
like trying to do it yourself.
it's hard because you have to know what's going to be the right consistency.
Kathy, you end up on Pinterest with nailed it.
yeah, exactly.
You know, what is this, guys?
I just hit the button.
Oh, Jesus. You just made a mess in my mouth.
I'm going to need that over here.
I know you are.
I know you are.
That'll go next.
It was the day I would never forget.
That'll go next with the ball sacks are yummy. Right?
Ball sacks are yummy.
You just made a mess in my mouth. Ball sacks are yummy. You just made a mess in my mouth. Ball sacks are yummy. You just made a mess in my mouth. Ball sacks are yummy. I can't do the stutter thing.
Well, you might be able to.
Ball sacks are yummy. You just made a mess. You just made a mess in my mouth. Ball sacks are ball sack. You just made a mess. You just made a mess in my mouth. Ball sacks are yummy. You just made a mess in my mouth.
It's like Max
Sacks are yummy. Do it slowly.
Oh, okay.
Even sexier.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Oh, wait.
You just made a mess in my mouth.
Ball sacks are yummy.
You just made a mess in my mouth.
Okay.
Sounds a little Mandy-ish.
It does, doesn't it? Oh, dear Lord. What were we talking about?
Chocolate. Mess in my mouth.
No, it's
Hi, my name is Mandy, and you just made a mess in my mouth.
Hey, director Jennifer Lee hinted that Elsa may get a girlfriend in Frozen 2.
What?
Yeah, she said...
That's why it's called Frozen 2 Cold Cooter.
She said, where we're going with it, we have tons of conversations about it, and we're really conscientious about these things.
Listen, I can help warm that thing up.
She said
You let Cold Cooter go.
She said the sequel is expected in 2019.
I consider that a personal achievement that Kathy likes Cold Cooter.
The shocking part is that you didn't.
I was still laughing, and Preston just kept going. Like, nobody really
But
said
I mean,
anything
for
about
Kathy
that.
Romano to enjoy Cold Cooter, I think I'm just going to sit out the rest of the show.
Inventive.
Kristen Bell and Idina Menzel have signed on to reprise the roles of Anna and Elsa in Frozen 2. So
They always say this stuff, but they never follow it. This is the Spider-Man where he's going to be gay.
Yeah.
But they never do it.
There's a show, I forget the name of it, but Jace is watching it, and one of the kids in the show has dads. And two dads, and
It's a Disney show, isn't it?
I can't remember. It's
Disney,
a cartoon. I can't remember.
Oh yeah,
Crazy Family or like Loud Family or something like that. And
we watched a show called My Two Dads.
Yeah.
but I was just surprised. He just watches it like he didn't. It was just normal. Like this one kid has two dads. This other kid has a mom and a dad, and it was just.
Mommy, did you hear Elsa's a lesbian?
Yeah, that'll be next.
Just totally the other way. It has no sense of it. It's totally fine. Elsa's lesbian?
Yeah.
It'd be interesting.
It's on Nickelodeon.
The Loud House?
Yes, that's
There you
That's
go.
it.
Okay, yeah.
No kidding. I have.
We're gay!
I've not
and
seen it.
loud!
And they're pretty. One of the dads is pretty feminine, and they one of the episodes, or at least the one that I watched, they go on a skiing trip, and the dads are very overprotective and nervous that the kids are going to get hurt. And
Wow,
Interesting.
The voice of one of them is Wayne Brady, and then the voice of the other is Michael McDonald, the singer.
I'm in love with the dude. I turn around and he goes to town on me. It feels so good.
That's not what they do in the show.
Is it
in the
really?
Call it the
show.
Hershey Highway.
Are you sure it's the Michael McDonald?
Nope.
Okay.
I got distracted by the singing.
Sweet freedom. We're just two dudes and we're getting it on.
Penis by penis by penis by penis.
I'm not working my way through.
Nick,
Obviously, we're approaching it with sensitivity.
Of course we are.
And compassion.
See,
I think it's cool.
We are a progressive show, obviously, not even remotely having fun.
very different Michael McDonald.
right,
Oh, it's the
that's-
one from
I know that guy.
Mad TV. There was an actor, Steve, you'd recognize
He's
this guy.
excellent. He's very funny.
Yeah, he's a great actor, and
Okay.
he plays the other gay dad.
It's not the one from
the Doobies.
the Doobie
Brothers.
Brothers. Though I've dabbled occasionally, now and then, I like some dudes.
I like your Michael McDonald,
Thank you.
Steve.
I'm a fan of man junk, like it on my head. They call it what they call it, a Roman helmet.
Michael McDonald isn't singing this song.
Oh, God
This
damn
is
it.
Tom Johnston.
That's Tom Johnston. There you go. That's
Thank
it.
you very much.
That's Michael McDonald.
You don't know me, cause I'm your all the lyrics sound like the others.
So it's called what's called Loud House.
Well, that's
Yes,
Michael
yes.
MacDonald, right? And this is Michael McDonald?
You might
Or
be
are they
right.
both? Mick.
They're both McDonald.
Both
Mick-
Mick.
oh.
M-C-D-O-N-A-L.
McDonald had a heart. He had a hair. With a and a
I don't know what animal you just
I
said.
don't know.
I don't know what
Neither do
noise. I don't know what noise to make.
and the hair goes. He does the Michael McDonald see and say.
Okay, so Michael McDonald,
The Loud House.
the Loud House.
The Loud House.
Yeah, there you go.
And you were just singing, "Oh, McDonald," gives me a reason to play this.
That was me from 2 days ago. Okay, what else do we have here?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Jeff Franklin, the creator.
You don't get news like this anywhere else.
And showrunner for Fuller House and the creator of the original Full House has been fired from Warner Brothers.
Why?
What happened?
And
What happened to the skeleton man? He created Full House.
I don't know why you're still here.
don't even question.
I heard it was breakfast.
There was another time, and I got really pissed off at this one too. A buddy and I went into a bar that had pool tables, and we just wanted to shoot some pool. We weren't there exclusively to do it. It was, hey,
Right.
pool tables.
Let's do it.
Let's shoot a game of pool. So we go over to play pool. Nobody's playing at the table. And we go to play, and there's a couple sitting at the bar. They're like, no, table's ours. I'm like, there's nobody playing here.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, our quarters are on the table. I'm like, yeah, but you're not playing pool.
No. Quarters indicate next.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So my buddy and I'm like, yeah, we want to play against each other. No, you got to play us.
No.
And see, so it was their ownership of the table because they currently were the winners of, and so I tried to tell the bartender this, and the bartender's like, no, they're right.
No,
I'm like,
you own the table if you stay at the table
and keep playing.
Yes, and then you can put the quarters out
Yeah.
to indicate who's going to challenge the winner.
But
But
apparently
maybe they were looking for somebody to play. They had their quarters
but
there.
they left.
I didn't want to play with them. I wanted to play with my buddy, and we weren't interested in playing.
You're not doing a tournament.
Because we just wanted to play a friendly game amongst ourselves, as opposed to these two a-holes, which of course they were great playing. They were great at pool, and they ended up beating us. But I was just like,
I don't want to play against you.
Does anybody understand the issue here? They weren't playing pool. They were sitting at the bar, which was empty, by the way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, what is this? This is what you do.
Yeah. Oh, you guys are a bunch of
This is
dicks.
what you do.
You should have done the thing that
this is your thing.
that the Joker does in The Dark Knight and break it in half. And
I know we're having tryouts.
I think I have a good idea.
Ask me how I got these scars. My wife was always sad. I just wanted her to smile.
There are times when I wish I didn't care about getting arrested. You know what I mean? Just snap the cue and
So
go.
the question you have to ask yourself is it worth letting me and my friend play pool?
You're right.
What about this?
Or do you want this cue rammed through your optic nerve?
Steve, that is going to be my go-to from now on. When I have that confrontation moment, I'm going to think about that and maybe pull a joke.
Sure, why not?
You know? Is it the scars?
Scars.
Are they bothering you?
Just wanted her to smile.
I love it. But some people did have to make a night of it on Friday. And one of the stories that we didn't get a chance to hear was from our intern Christy, because she was up at the Cardboard Classic with us and made a break for it on Friday after the Cardboard Classic. And we heard, now I've already heard the story, but I'll let her tell you.
I haven't, yeah.
That she ended up having to stay with a stranger, that a stranger took her in, is what I heard.
Right.
So I started asking her about it. I'm like, we should hear this story on the air. So, Christy, you left. Did you leave right after the sledding was done and try to head home?
Yeah, I left at, there was like 2 sleds to go, so we just headed out trying to get out of there. And
yeah, that's a good
what
call.
time? What time would you say? Because when I left, I went up to the bar after and hung out for a little bit. I left around 1 o'clock. You had to leave around
It was
12:15.
12:15.
Yeah, okay.
Probably that,
Okay.
yeah. So I got back to the hotel, checked out, started my car,
Right.
went to the bathroom, all that stuff. And then, so I started to leave, and right as I'm leaving, a fire truck must have like exploded or something.
Exploded?
Onto the road. It just tipped over. Someone said that they were going like 90 miles an hour down the road, and there was no, they weren't clear.
You don't exaggerate much, do you? It went from exploded to tipped over to 90 miles an hour.
No, someone did say it was 90 miles
It was
an hour.
okay.
down the road.
Not even the most finely
Someone
tuned
else's
vehicle
words.
could travel down that road at 90
Well, it was
miles.
traveling at 9 miles an hour because it had exploded and it was flying forward, Preston.
Got it. Okay, so anyhow.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
So there was no getting down the road essentially.
So there was an atomic
Yeah.
bomb blast.
Yes.
So you're looking to get out on the road and get home. Where do you live, by the way, here?
I live in South Jersey.
South Jersey, okay.
God.
Yeah,
and
just
what
right over the
road
bridge.
is this, by the way? Is this like, did you get out of?
I got out of the resort, and right in front of me, like I was the next car to go, a police officer started putting flares up and everything.
Casey,
so-
whatever that road is that goes to the resort.
940.
940. All right, that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyhow.
So they were redirecting traffic up this hill. was like the steepest hill I'd ever seen in my life.
There are a lot of them there, yeah.
And trying to drive up, I make it maybe halfway up, and I start rolling backwards, and I don't know what to do. I've never driven in these conditions before, so I'm just sitting there. These people come up to me and said, "We'll push you up the hill. We don't really know what we're doing, but we'll push you up the hill." So I'm like, "All right, you know better than me." And then this woman comes out of like the thicket, and
She just comes walking out of the
woods.
it appears to me that she was coming out. It appeared that she was coming out of the woods. She, I did learn that she had parked her car up there, and she lived on this really steep hill. It was like a development of houses, and she says, "Can I get into your car and I'll help you?" And she helps me, and she can't get my car up the hill, so
she gets behind the wheel.
She gets behind the wheel.
Because she's done this before, or we assume because she lives next to this stinking hill.
Yes,
Okay.
so she knows what she's doing, but my car's an old person car, so we're not going to get up the hill. So she decides to reverse down the hill, and as she's doing that, I kind of, I'm really grateful for her, and I'm thankful that she helped me, but I kind of start to realize that she reeks of alcohol.
Oh boy.
So,
seriously?
Man.
Yeah. So I was like,
And it's noon.
all right, well, like the cardboard class is going on. Maybe she was like, there, and maybe she was not there.
But she was thirsty, right?
She was thirsty, and she goes, "Is this your coffee or mine?" And I said, "That's mine." And she just proceeded
So
to
here we
drink
are on
it.
the 19th. We're inching closer and closer to Christmas Day. I was talking to my son Parker last night because he delivers for Amazon.
Oh, he's in the weeds, man, right?
Well, I was asking him about that, and it was cold yesterday.
Yeah.
And everything, and he came home, and I asked him how the day was. He's like, it's pretty good. And I was like, it's got to be insane, right now. He goes, it's actually said it's kind of slowing down a little bit. He thinks that most people got the majority of their deliveries done,
Right.
just a few days ago. But he's that way about everything. He's like, it's okay. Whenever I ask him how things are going, it's pretty good. That's pretty much the standard
Meanwhile, people
answer.
aren't getting their Christmas presents.
Well, they're amazed. I mean, honestly, and kudos to your son for working the hours and doing the deal, because it's hard, man. I mean, Amazon, you see all UPS, you see them all out. FedEx, they're all delivering like crazy. Is today officially?
Well, I think it depends on who the
carrier is.
Who the carrier is. It depends on where you ordered from.
Right.
It depends on where it's coming from, what type
How
of
big
shipping.
is the horse?
What
That
type
too.
of shipping?
Right.
Because Amazon is still, there's still things that you can get. I ordered something on Saturday, and, still said it would get here in 2 days. Like, I'm going to have it
Yeah.
today.
All right. Awesome.
By the way, the other day, and it was, I think this might have been on like Thursday or something like that, and it was raining, and Rochelle's like, I got to go meet Parker. I'm like, why? He said the bottom of his boot fell off while he was out working, delivering.
Oh, my God.
In the freezing rain and cold, and and the sole of his boot fell off.
He's a good man.
You know what, though? I think Amazon now having their own delivery trucks has made it
Expedited?
No. Well, yes, expedited, but made it easier for. I mean, some stuff still gets delivered through UPS and other delivery carriers, but it's sort of like spread it out. And I know it's the holiday season. I'm sure they're all busy, but just from what I see, it looks like it's obviously helped a bit.
By the way, just a little bit of knowledge for those of you who do see the Amazon trucks. I can only speak for them, that they are monitored, and they have to do the speed limit. They cannot go a mile over the speed limit. They have to stop at every.
They'll be in deep crap, right?
Have any infractions at all. So if you get behind one. And you normally go 55 on that 35 mile an hour zone. Just know that they have to go 35 miles an hour.
Yeah, I ran into a dude, not like physically, but I was trying to come into a parking lot at the Wawa, and I couldn't make this turn because there was an Amazon truck there. It was kind of like sucking up all the area.
Right.
And I was patient, but he rolled his window down. And he's like, I have to come to a complete stop. He's like, I'm monitored. They got cameras and GPS. And
So just a heads up. Now you're Kathy Romano.
It's just so unlike me.
She's sweating bullets that something's going to get here on time.
Sweating bullets. Like, I had like a crisis on Friday. You guys were a little bit part of it. We were kind of cryptic in our information, which we're going to remain that way. But yeah, I ordered something on Saturday. I mean, I thought I was done. Like, we were good. And
you were kind of asking for our opinions on some stuff, and I think we might have led you down one path that has resulted in this angst. Right.
I'm so disappointed that because you were texting me and I wanted to help. And you didn't use any of the help that I gave you.
Oh, well, I did. I mean, I researched all of the things that you had, and I called, and what I got, I think, is best for the person getting it, and the situation, and the area we live in, and you know, all of that. But so I ordered it Saturday, and I spoke to the woman, and she was like, "Okay," she goes, it'll go out today. FedEx picks up today.
And where's it coming from?
Well, so I call her. I go, all right, let me just do, you know, I called her. I had to call her back. So I call her back, place the order. She's like, okay. She's like, listen, I'm just going to tell you something. She goes, I thought FedEx was picking up today. It's not. It's picking up Monday. And I'm like, oh, okay. And she goes, all right. She goes, where are you? I'm like, just outside Philadelphia. And she's like, all right, we're in St. Louis. She goes, it's not that far. It's going on FedEx. It will leave first thing Monday morning. She goes, as a company, I cannot guarantee it, but she goes, I think it's going to be there. She goes, I think you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right.
Put your heels together.
I seriously.
Click them 3 times.
I was like, all right, let's do it. So
this is not an Amazon order?
This is not an Amazon order. It's a
Okay.
large order, Nick. And so,
And
yeah.
you ordered it this past weekend. You ordered 2 days
Saturday.
ago. All right. Man, that's tight.
I just see Nick. I'm like,
I
now I'm
think,
gonna be, as soon as I get that tracking, like I'm going to be staring at it to see where it is. Every
And even the
second of the
tracking,
day.
even the tracking doesn't guarantee. I will say this though, I've been pretty blown away. I've ordered some things not, through Amazon that have come well within the parameters. I'll tell you one thing you do notice though. You get so jaded to the efficiency of Amazon and these services that, like to get same day within hours delivery.
Yeah.
And then I ordered my Christmas sweater that I wanted to wear for Wednesday. And it looks like it's not going to be here.
Aww.
And I ordered it well in advance. Now, it went out to a third party, and that was the issue.
Yeah.
So I had a tracking, I had a delivery date of today, and now it might be Wednesday.
Well, Nick, I found it on Amazon, and Amazon would have not gotten it here before Christmas. So I called the actual company and was like, what can you, and I said, can you do expedite, faster shipping, whatever? They're like, no, it's one rate. Oh, and by the way, guys,
How much?
paid $60 for shipping.
Wow.
Who are you?
Right?
That's strike
Jesus
two.
Right?
Christ.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
mean-
a whole new person. Who am I?
So this year, Kathy, what would you say percentage-wise you ordered online for Christmas presents versus shopping in person?
Probably like 85%.
Oh, no kidding.
Wow.
I thought it would skip back up to in-person a little bit this year.
I did do in-person shopping, but that ends up being for me, honestly. Like I'm like, oh, look at that shirt. That's me. It goes in the cart, and I have like one little soccer ball. You know?
Just so convenient if you're
It
buying
is.
multiple things to do it online.
I ended up at about, I guess about 40% store, 60% online.
My in-store is today.
Yeah.
And so it's after work today, and I'll report back tomorrow to see the success rate on the things that I'm supposed to find.
Steven sent me this article, and I want to throw this out there. So this is to the tune of kind of offbeat gifts because SEPTA's headquarters is at 13th and Market Street, and apparently they have a store, a SEPTA transit store.
Did you guys know this?
And it has become so popular that they've had to add more
kidding.
items to it, and it's just SEPTA stuff.
So, wait, and like tchotchkes?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's become so popular with memorabilia, collectibles, trinkets, and so on that they are offering. Their offerings are becoming expanded now. So you can get things like plush SEPTA buses or plush historic PCC trolleys.
They look pretty good.
They also have wooden scale models of Silverliner 4 and Silverline 5 regional rail cars, SEPTA branded winter beanies, ball caps, and even toddler bucket hats with a family stylized S logo and shot glasses. So they also have decommissioned rail signs.
That'd be cool.
SEPTA rings that you can get for maybe a retiring SEPTA worker, and all kinds of tokens and accessories. And it got me to thinking, because I remember a story years ago from this family whose kid was obsessed with vacuum cleaners. And that's what he wanted for Christmas, a vacuum cleaner. And so I was wondering if there are any people on your list that have this kind of off the wall, and kids too.
Sure.
that they might want as a gift, and you're like, really? You really want that? You want a vacuum cleaner, or you want a SEPTA ring, or and I'm curious what those might be. 215-263-WMMR is the number.
I had a friend whose kid, and this isn't a present, but instead of a birthday cake, he wanted those King's Hawaiian rolls, and so that's what they did. So they just
I completely believe that.
Yeah, and they just put candles in the King's Hawaiian rolls. And
there was a kid. AFV had the video. The kid wanted a super huge bag of cough drops. I swear to God. And when he opened them up, had to be like honey lemon. He was ecstatic.
Wait, Steve, we used to get in our stocking the cherry cough drops. What were those that came in like the little white box?
Yeah.
We used to get those in our stocking.
But this kid went nuts for cough drops. There's some of the stuff in the store here, Kathy, the SEPTA store. I think this might be a kitschy gift to give someone.
Here's a text. Listen to this. Nick got this. It says, my husband works at SEPTA in the downtown building, and that gift shop is hopping, they said.
Steve, as Preston was reading this story, I was just thinking about, my family and their history, because my dad took the train and the trolley to work for a long stretch of time. So did my grandfather. So if you get like a train sign from that stop, there's like sentimental value attached.
And they have
to that.
old tokens and things like that you can get. So I mean, that's kind of a cool, fun little gift.
Well. The big thing is, gift. How do I get this gift? How do I find this specific gift? A lot of people don't know what to get at all. They have no idea. And to get something with a little bit of, I think this is kind of off the beaten path. A little character.
Yeah, I agree. Let me go to, I have Jen on the line. Hey, Jen, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Jen. So there's an offbeat gift somebody wants?
Yeah, so my son is on the spectrum, and he tends to get into some really strange and very hard things to find.
Okay.
But throughout the years, his constant obsession has been TiVo. If you remember
the recorder,
DVR.
Yeah,
sure.
I had it. I had two of them. I love them.
Yeah, we still have them because of him. We have gotten him TiVos. He was TiVo for Halloween.
I love that.
One year he wanted a stuffed TiVo, which they really don't make, and this was like years after TiVo isn't really a thing.
Right.
So I contacted the company. I was calling anywhere. Eventually, somebody tracked down a place that had a grand opening kind of thing that had some promotional stuffed ones, and I was smart enough to grab like 3 of them and just keep them because one did eventually get ripped and everyone got lost. So we had a few backups, but I mean, they sounded like they thought I was crazy when I would call.
Now, was
promotional stuff?
Was he thrilled to get it, Jen?
He was, and I mean, it was a $6 stuffed plushie that made his entire.
That's awesome. So did the doll look like? Because they had sort of an avatar, like a weird TV looking character. Is that what? Okay, that's it. All right.
Yeah, he's a black square. He's got little feet, a little antennas that stick up, and it says TiVo across.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's adorable.
That's a good idea, though. Calling directly to the company.
Yeah.
And saying what might you have? Think of that on your list, perhaps. I know we're under the gun, but perhaps if someone has a complete adoration for a product line or something, you may not be.
Yeah.
That might be a little different, as you said. It has a little panache. Give it a shot.
And
Jen,
and
eBay was a big one.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I bet you scoured eBay for that stuff.
Yeah, eBay, I've been successful in finding some things, but they do really have some off-the-wall stuff there.
What about, do you guys shop Etsy a lot? Can you find?
I like some
Thank
stuff
you,
there.
Jen.
Any like personalized stuff they have.
Do they?
Yeah.
Well, but Etsy, you definitely got to get way in advance.
Okay, because they're making it, right?
Yeah, so.
You can. I just ordered something. You can like pay for expedited shipping.
Okay.
There also, but yes, a lot and also there's a little tab on there that you can click just in the United States. So a lot of times if it comes out of the United States, that's why the shipping is so long.
Yes, because I've ordered things from overseas and it's taken months.
It takes a long time.
Yeah.
So you can slide that over and they'll show you just items in the United
But
States.
I still have 2 pounds of hashish. I have no idea, Preston.
Etsy's definitely got some unique things.
Yeah.
It's worth checking out, but I would go in advance. Let me go to, let me see. Yeah, I want to go to this one. Let me go to Monica. Hey, Monica, good morning.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
We're great. All right, so something really off the wall somebody on your list wanted as a gift.
So my son, he is a Christmas baby born on Christmas, and he wanted a cinder block.
A cinder block?
Yeah.
Why?
Can you explain why he might have wanted a cinder block?
Well, he likes to build with his Legos and whatnot.
Okay.
So the cinder block, was even better than a brick because he used to use bricks.
Okay.
Right.
Just one cinder block.
How much does a cinder block cost? Those are pretty affordable, right?
Yeah, I can't imagine they're more than
Yeah.
3 or 4 bucks.
You could probably go take one out of a parking lot.
You're right.
Yeah. Monica, so is that this year that he wants that?
No, he's going to be 26 this year. So he was
No,
probably
he's just
4
wants
or
bricks.
5.
Oh, my God. Please tell me every now and then you get him a cinder block for some special occasion.
That's a great idea, honestly.
You should get him a cinder block.
Yeah,
You should paint it, paint like a little Santa Claus or something like that. You absolutely. And by the way, cinder blocks are $2.67.
Perfect.
Steal.
There you go.
We can all get one.
Thank you, Monica.
Do they have SEPTA cinder blocks?
That's awesome.
That's great.
Use it as a cough drop holder.
Do you guys, I feel like I have asked for coal in the past because, after years and years of hearing about getting a lump of coal in your stocking.
We did, I think, one year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got you. I think you got coal from us one year.
No.
I'm sure, for some reason, I think
remember
we
a
did.
piece of coal being here, but I
Yeah,
don't remember
there
why
was
we had
something.
There was a coal in the bowl. There was that thing, right? It was
it. No,
like
but I
this-
remember
it's-
actual, yeah.
Right. No, but I'm wondering if I've ever actually asked for coal from Santa, and I'm sure people have because it's like, I don't know.
By the way, the coal in the bowl thing was stupid.
Everybody's trying.
You went too far.
Wait, what was that?
It was like an elf on the shelf thing.
Oh,
No,
coal in the ball.
stop
Got
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Let me go to Carolyn. Hi there, Carolyn. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Great.
I
What's
love
up?
you, Kathy.
Oh,
I wish I heard more of you.
oh, thanks.
Oh, so
Do you like
I was-
wine?
Very much.
Oh.
We could get in a lot of trouble.
should go
But my
out.
daughter is 15, and she sat me down and told me she didn't want any trifles this year. She only wanted useful gifts. And her big gift that she wanted was very expensive olive oil.
How old was she?
Well, she, I guess, she cooks. And yeah, that was her gift. That was her big gift.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, if she's 30 and she's a chef, I could see that. But if she's
Yeah, well,
9,
15. Here's a good one before I let you go.
Yep.
So she cooks really good. I come home from work every day. You come in the house and oh my God, it's like heaven. It smells wonderful. But she's only making one serving. She only cooks for herself.
Well, that's kind
Nobody else in the family.
crappy
We
thing.
still have to make dinner. I know, little bastard.
Well, she'll have to cook more when you and Kathy get together for your date.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carolyn.
I
Yes.
know.
Kathy needs more people that love her to hang out with. So, please get
Oh
in
my
touch.
God, my first lesbian girlfriend. Just like being back in college.
Oh, you love me. We have to get together.
Stop it.
Oh, your shoulders are so tight.
I remember one year Carter wanted, as a kid, I think he wanted like utensils for the kitchen.
Didn't
like
he- for his-
spatula and spoon and stuff like that.
For his birthday one year, didn't you do a car wash?
No.
No, he tried to scare Caroline one time. She was afraid of the car wash, and we had her go in the
I
car
do
wash
remember
live in
that.
the air before.
I thought your kid wanted to go to the car wash for his birthday party one time.
Maybe. Maybe. I wouldn't doubt it. 215-263-WMMR if there's this offbeat gift. Also, I wouldn't mind, we do need to, and we're going to eventually do this, help you find gifts type of thing. But also, I would like suggestions on a unique gift.
Like the SEPTA thing to me. Stuff like that is different. Yeah. Well,
something that's or maybe you came up with a clever gift idea this year,
Right.
and you want to share that
Yes.
with other people. Feel free to call us 215-263-WMMR.
Sorry, that's a really good idea. I
Yeah,
like that because
something
I like
clever.
those like different gifts that you can kind of put together, and it's really clever. Nick, you'd asked me about online shopping, and I did do a lot of it. But you know what? You can still shop those like from Instagram or Facebook or any social media. These small businesses have it all connected now. So like even though you're shopping online, you can be ordering from. I ordered from like a boutique in somewhere in Louisiana.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
It was just like a cute little gift, and she messaged me and was like, I don't know how you found me in Philadelphia.
to let you know your GIMP mask is on the way.
No, but she was like, I don't know how you found me in whatever town you're in Pennsylvania, but thanks for supporting us.
Don't you hate it when you find the perfect gift for somebody that you don't have to get a gift for? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And you're like,
oh
do I
man,
do
like
it?
dude.
Not spending my money on that.
Yeah. There's a really great one I wanted to get for you, Press. So you can just go buy it yourself. It is an ashtray for like cigar smoking, but it has like the lighter in it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you pull it out and it looks like a match, but it has a little flint.
That's kind of cool.
Yes.
Okay.
And
you're
I
lighting
saw
up
it.
your stogies?
Yeah.
All right, see if you can find that for me.
Yeah.
My sister, we did Christmas this weekend because I went down to Florida to visit my sister, mom and sister. And my sister gave me the Snoop Dogg cookbook.
Oh, wow.
For Christmas.
I have may he rest in peace, the Coolio cookbook.
Oh, what?
Yeah, my girlfriend gave that to me like 5 or 6 years ago, and it's got actual Coolio recipes, and I didn't know the Snoop had one.
It's supposed to be, the Snoop one's supposed to be really good.
I'm sure it
like
is.
Martha Stewart wrote the forward for it.
Absolutely. I have the 2 Live Crew book on interior decorating.
Oh, all right. It's all face down, ass up. Yeah.
I love those two, by the way, Martha Stewart and.
Oh, 2 Live Crew?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Snoop.
She's a
And
big
Snoop.
big 2 Live Crew.
No, Snoop, her and Snoop.
Yeah, they're very funny.
You know what I wanted to order and I completely forgot was that calendar that Marissa found on Friday, the rock structures that look like a penis.
Oh, yes. That's a good one. All right, let me go to, hang on, I have Mike on the line. Hey, Mike, good morning.
Hey, good morning. How's everybody?
Great, Mike. What's up, buddy?
Well, like your previous caller, my son, he's 13. He's definitely into cooking now, so he has asked for a salt and pepper grinder for Christmas.
That's easy.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Especially if he's into it. Would he like, you know what you can do? If you wanted to do a nice gift to make him throw him off a little bit, wrap it in a cinder block.
He'll pick it up and shake it and go, what the hell
I don't know
did
what this
Dad
is.
get me?
Yeah.
I like that, Mike. Tell him to keep cooking, man. All right, let me go to, I have Katie. Hi, Katie. Good morning.
Hi, Gadzooks.
Gadzooks. All right, Katie, what's an off-the-wall gift somebody asked you for?
All right, so my boyfriend this year, a big gamer, I got him an Xbox controller, but his top of the list item is floss for his teeth.
Floss?
Dental floss?
Yeah.
How much floss are you going to get him? And are you going to get him?
Well, he's very specific. He wants the one with the pick at the end. So I have to make sure I get a very specific kind of floss.
Okay. So the floss that I get is kind of like, it looks like a, and I have the water pick, but it looks like a little bow, a little archery thing.
Yeah.
I like
yes,
those.
That's exactly the kind
Okay.
he wants. Top of his list.
He does know he can run down to the, the pharmacy and pick that up himself.
Oh yeah, don't worry. There's some other things on there, such as like laundry detergent.
Basically, you're just shopping.
Let me ask you.
I love it.
Is it, unless you are specifically asked for something like a clean, like tools like that, or a vacuum cleaner, you don't give somebody.
No.
That
No, you
has to
don't.
be required. That has to be asked for specifically.
Well,
correct?
I mean, toiletries for me has always been the standard for stocking stuffers. So floss.
Yeah, why? Same.
Yeah,
why
floss,
is that?
shampoo, body wash, loofahs.
We always got a toothbrush on Christmas.
I always got deodorant in the stocking. Yeah, like
My in-laws always give me interesting stuff. I'll open up like, a tire gauge.
Yeah.
Or
you have tires?
A flashlight.
Yeah.
You can't see in the dark.
Thank you.
It's so hard for me
It's
to.
great for the darkness.
There was I'm standing in the line of this hardware store and they had. It's so hard for me to not buy these impulse purchases.
Right.
But there was one, and because my daughter's driving now. And it's for a keychain, and like if she's getting attacked or something like that, it's
It's a sound. Yeah.
It's got a Civil War sword attached to it.
No, it's a decibel. Like
Yeah.
it's
I
a
have
sound.
one.
You have one?
Yeah.
Like a siren, an alert siren.
Yeah, I need to look. I didn't get it.
Oh.
But I was going
Do you
to.
want it? I don't use mine.
Real? Oh.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
attached
I mean,
to a
yes, I
home
do.
brewing kit.
I mean, yes, I do. It's
What's
in
this
my-
for? I'm sorry.
It's just if you're getting attacked, but like these are like the stocking stuffer
Oh,
things.
okay.
I'm such a sucker for these last minute purchases that
Oh,
I have
like
to
the
like talk myself out of it.
The checkout aisle at like TJ Maxx, Marshalls,
Home Goods.
Home Goods.
Oh, yeah. They've
Some
made
of
them
the-
bigger and bigger now.
Some of the best shopping you get done.
Bed,
Waiting in line.
Bed Bath and Beyond.
Yep, they've got
had
it too.
some of the best stuff
Goods.
around the register.
Home
You'd
Goods has that.
Preston, you would buy more at the register impulse shopping than you would just walking around the store.
Staples has that.
Yeah.
There are a lot of
Yeah.
them. They've,
I'm like,
they've added a
ooh.
full-on aisle.
Oh, I got
on
Look
the
at
way
these
out.
ice molds.
Yep.
I got a gallon Yeti thing.
I don't have something to make a giant ice cube. I need this.
Let me go to some other
This is a
offbeat
Frank Rizzo ice mold.
requests. Get away from me.
Enjoy your drink.
I'm gonna go.
Get away from me.
I'm gonna go next to Kathy. Hi, Kathy. You're on the air. Good morning.
Hi, hey bitches.
Hey, what? What's up, Kathy?
Hey, so My young son asked for a coconut one year for Christmas.
A coconut.
Yeah, I don't even know how he came up with that, but we had a lot of fun with it. We wrapped it in every single scrap of Christmas wrap. This thing was gigantic by the time he was trying to open it. But
You know what? We should have hooked him up with the cinder block guy so he could open it. Yeah.
What was he thrilled when he got it?
Say it again?
Was he thrilled when he got it?
Oh, my God. He just thought it was like the never-ending present, opening up layers and layers, and he cracked up when he finally found the coconut.
Toss coconut salad.
That's awesome.
Fresh coconut milk.
Thanks, Kathy. New England boiled.
New England boiled coconut. Ooh, I hate coconut.
Let's see. Let's go next to. Wait a second.
Wait, what?
Hang on. There's another coconut.
What?
Call up here. I'm going to go to
Is that
Sarah.
the big new game?
Hey, Sarah. Good morning. What's up, Sarah?
Yeah, this is actually something that I had asked for a long time ago. I also asked for a coconut because I was super into Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh,
yes.
So that was the best present I got all year. I got a bunch of stuff. The coconut was the best. I mean, my dad helped me drumble it open. We scraped it all out. I was kind of like clopped around the house with like 2 halves of coconut, like. Just like
Do you know
my
what,
present.
Sarah? It was a Jeopardy question a couple weeks ago about. In fact, I think the first 1,000 people who showed up to see the premiere of the Holy Grail, Preston, all got coconuts.
I love it.
Because, yeah. So that makes perfect sense.
That's awesome, Sarah. You don't still have them, do you?
I do actually. Like,
That's-
we hauled all out, so it's just, just a husk. So they're just chilling in my room.
What if we get a big run on people giving coconuts for Christmas this year? Thank you, by the way.
My friend says, remember the Herbal Essence sexy shampoo commercial? She said her 7-year-old cousin asked for the shampoo for Christmas.
God. Here's a text that says, windshield wipers were always in my stocking.
Oh, my God.
And I do it to my wife. She thinks it's ridiculous.
Well, okay. I mean,
That's really
let me
funny.
ask you, how often do you change windshield wipers?
Oh, man.
Is it like a once-a-year thing?
That's a good question.
And that's probably not a bad idea.
It's probably a good idea to change your wipers. I don't know how often people do it. But
I feel like I may have gotten that one year. Like
In your-
as I got older, I think that I feel like I can picture it next to my stocking.
The default stocking present for me growing up was tube socks.
Okay.
That's always what ended up there. You get some candy and some other things, but tube socks, maybe a comb, stuff like that.
We got lifesavers every year. The book. Yeah.
Yes.
The book
Oh, my
lifesavers. That was
God.
always in the stocking for sure.
Butterscotch.
I do miss the cherry.
Well, no, it wasn't butterscotch though. It was it butter rum? The butter.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a good question. It might have been. Those were good.
Mm-hmm.
Those were really, really good. I want to go over to Amanda quickly here. Amanda, good morning.
Good morning.
Amanda, so it says here you have a son who asked for something interesting.
He every year asks for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, pasta my sister makes, and this year for 12 pumpkins.
12 pumpkins?
The 12
Yes,
pumpkins of
not
Christmas.
Not 1, not 2, but 12.
Wait, what does he want? Why does he want 12 pumpkins?
Because he just loves being himself, I guess. I don't know.
How old is he? He's 9?
Yes, he's 9.
You know, though, you bring up a good point.
I love that.
People, because we're past Halloween,
Thanks, Amanda.
people don't consider giving Halloween things for Christmas, like decorations and or costumes and or things that are probably less expensive than a lot of other stuff.
I mean, they really should make other seasonal things available
For Christmas,
For Christmas,
right?
like summer stuff, and it was always like I've gotten a bike from Santa on a couple of different occasions, and the one year I got it, it was snowing out, and I was like, God damn it, I can't even use this
Son of a
thing.
bitch. You fat prick.
I am going to go next to Mike. Hey, Mike, good morning.
Good morning, Ed.
Good morning, Ed, buddy. What's up?
So my son is 28 now. When he was 5, he wanted an armadillo.
A living one?
A living armadillo.
Living armadillo. And his reason was because he said he could tap it and it would go into a ball, and then he could play with the ball and the armadillo, so it was 2 toys in one.
It's 2 pets in one. That's actually a brilliant idea.
That is
It's a soccer ball and a pet. Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Rochelle called in to Marissa, and this was one that Carter had asked for, and he was in grade school still, and when he got it, he was so excited he wanted to take it to school to show to everyone. We got him a Showtime rotisserie grill. So he could make
I love those things.
a full chicken.
Yeah.
He could make a rotisserie chicken. We had it up until maybe a year or so ago. It just sat in the basement for a long time and didn't get used. But we used it.
The show was over.
Quite a bit. Yeah, the show was over at that point. So I finally moved along and I dropped it off at Goodwill. But
well, yeah, I can see that.
yeah, and he was probably in fourth grade.
I told the story, and it wasn't what I was legitimately asking for. But when I was sitting on Santa's lap, I would go to Santa's. It would be at Sears in the furniture department. Santa asked me what I wanted, and I said, I was so nervous. Furniture.
Just some furniture, please. A nice ottoman.
Yeah. All right, you little jerk.
All right. Well, anyhow, there are some unique requests out there. I like the unique requests. I think they're fun. I think it is actually pretty awesome when somebody asks you or asks Santa Claus for one that's way off the beaten path.
And get them what they want. Get them a SEPTA keychain.
Yeah. And so the SEPTA store, by the way, and that's how we got started in this conversation, their transit store is, at 13th and Market Streets, and apparently it's hopping. They've got all kinds of different SEPTA-related gifts, and some of them are, originally decommissioned pieces of property.
Yeah.
Or equipment and things like that. But yeah, apparently it's all the rage.
And my label has been created. They're waiting for FedEx to pick it up.
All right, so this is Kathy's last minute gift. She paid an exorbitant amount of money for shipping. But she's watching it very, very closely.
She paid more for shipping on this one item than she's probably paid in the last decade.
Ever in my life.
Wow. All right, let's take a break. Come back in a second. Bizarre File stories are on the way. In a bit, we're going to talk to a gentleman by the name of Dan Colchico. He runs PrestonandSteveRock.com, and they've done an update on the website. We're going to talk to him about that. And Ruby Sue from Christmas Vacation, Ellen Latson, will be in our studio, too. So we got a bunch to get to. Hang in there.
Preston and Steve.
93.3 WMMR.
93.3 WMMR.
Yes. So
At any point, did she call you a dirty bird?
no. we didn't
Dude,
get
that's
there.
what I thought immediately. Misery. All right, go ahead.
Seriously.
Well, I need to jump.
What's your name, Annie?
Was this right near the lake by any chance?
It
Or
might have been
right near like Split Rock? There's another lodge.
yeah, it was right near the lodge.
Okay,
I was
so
about a minute walk from there.
I know this hill. Nick, this is the hill that you and I went down.
Yeah, that's where the fire truck
that
was.
we had to traverse.
That had exploded earlier.
Down.
Yeah, going 90 miles an hour.
It was scary going down the hill, not even going up the hill. That's okay. So I know exactly.
But you
where this
potentially
is.
have you have someone who's potentially drunk sitting at the wheel of your car trying to. But you're thankful for it.
I'm thankful
Drinking your
for
coffee.
her.
Yeah.
Yes, and
at least she offered to help.
I let her have the coffee, obviously, and but she was helping me. I didn't know what else to do, and she gets my car down the hill.
You have any birth control?
And then we end up in a ditch on like the side because the sides of the hill are like divoted down.
Right. Yeah.
So we end up on the side of the hill. Someone pushes my car out, and I'm like, okay, I'm not driving anymore. I'm gonna end up in a ditch somewhere else alone. So she invites me back to her house.
Let me ask you this. Hang on real quick. Did it end up in the ditch with her behind the wheel?
It did.
Oh, my God. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
That's when I was like, all right, she needs to get up.
Here,
out
let me
from
help you.
behind
I'm
the
going to
wheel.
run you into a ditch.
Yep.
So I go back to her house with her, and
So you guys had to walk there. You had to walk to her house. You had to go through the thicket again.
How far?
Okay.
She just lived at the top of the hill, so we were
Okay.
able to walk. It was like, less than a minute walk.
Okay.
And we get into her house, and, things start getting weird. She starts telling me her boyfriend doesn't believe her, that she couldn't leave to come see him, so she makes me call him and tell him that I had been lost and I needed help, so that's why she can't go see him.
Oh,
and there's all these snow conditions.
How old is she? About?
She had to have been maybe late 40s, 50s, something.
Yeah, an
not
adult
like a
grown
teenage
Grown woman.
Yeah,
My
like,
boyfriend. Do me a favor, sweetie.
so I'm like, all right, I'm thankful that she got me away from the hill, but I need to get away from her now. So I just leave my car at the base of the hill, and she walks me to Split Rock, and I just got a room at the lodge. But the lodge is about a mile away from where the restaurant and everything is, so I spent 30 hours with no food, no drink, nothing, and just alone in my room watching
Yeah, because
Pops.
at the base, the story was, and we heard this on Monday, I guess, was, hey, somebody took Christy in. And,
Yeah, that was awesome.
She got stuck, and they took her, and she ended up having to stay at somebody's house. We're like, well, that was really nice. It was nice of somebody, a local, a local to help out, and and it ended up being this.
You see, I've known for some time why I was chosen to save you. You and I were meant to be together forever. Now our time in this world must end.
And that was Christy's moment.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to be the mom for a second, but you should have never went with her, and you should have called one of us.
Well, see, the thing is, the Verizon towers went down, so I had no service.
From the explosion of the
fire
truck, yeah.
So the only time I could get service was when I got into the hotel and I could use their Wi-Fi. So I had already had a room at that point, and I was like, well, what am I going to say? I'm stuck, and you're going to say, me too.
Yeah. All right.
No, but instead of going to, I guess you couldn't get in touch with us, but still.
What was the woman's house like? Was she into taxidermy?
No, it was
working on this owl.
It was old on the inside. I didn't really want to take a look.
Smell like mothballs?
No.
I was also thinking of Pulp Fiction. A spider caught a couple flies.
So here's
Just
the
a
thing.
moment of opportunity.
I have someone who lives in a box in the basement. I'd love you to meet him.
When
name is the Gimp.
When Nick and I were going down this hill, there was a car that was trying to go up the hill.
That lady was out of her car.
And it was a like a light colored, maybe like silver Toyota something or other.
Did that lady yell at you?
No.
She yelled at me.
Did she really?
About
Why?
what?
Yeah, well, because she didn't want me to go any further because of the fire. I'm not exaggerating. Because of the fire truck that was on its side down that hill, and she was warning me, but she was doing it in a shocking, sort of half-hinged kind of a manner. And I was like, all right, I got
think it was the same woman?
I'm wondering.
Okay.
Was she wearing a red sweatshirt?
I don't remember what she was wearing, but
I'm not talking about that.
Was she wearing a red sweatshirt that said Archie Bunker for president?
That was on Nick. That was on Lake Drive or whatever. The hill I'm talking about that you were stuck on, I believe, was Estate.
Yeah, that's what it was called, Estates Drive or whatever.
Wow. So how long? So when you got into the house, how long were you in the house?
Maybe like an hour.
An hour?
Oh, you were there that long?
Because I didn't know what
Want
to
to watch
do.
my stories with me?
What were you? Yeah. What were you guys talking about after you got off the phone with her boyfriend?
She kept asking me like really odd questions.
You'll never know the fear of losing someone like you if you're someone like me.
She really wanted to make me a meal. She wanted to take pictures with me.
Are you a good girl? Are you a good girl?
She just wanted to like document the moment that like she had saved someone.
This is sounding very similar to the Hawaii trip, Preston.
Somebody was texting in and asked if there were swords on the wall.
Yeah, it could have gone that way if she didn't leave.
I don't want to be forward, but I can see your dirty pillows.
Did you take?
You don't want boys touching your dirty pillows.
Did you take your jacket off and hats and gloves and stuff?
Yeah, because I was so like
well, you're lovely.
soaked from being outside, so I wanted to get on.
Do you wonder how I got the smile? I know you couldn't see it with my ski mask on. I have this permanent smile that I gave myself, you see.
And so you were there.
Could you call my boyfriend?
So you're there about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Holy Jesus Christ. You must have thought at some point, I'm going to die. I'm going to get murdered by this person.
Me and Nick just drove right past each other.
You didn't know that probably at the same. Yes. They were. What time did you guys leave?
After her.
Yeah.
How long after her?
I left around 12:30, 12:45.
Did you go up that hill?
No, I didn't go that way.
Yeah, I went all the way around and then ended up finding where Casey was.
They ended up coming the opposite way, so they were going down the hill. She was going up the hill.
I was trying to get back to the turnpike on the south side of Dead Boulder.
I felt pretty bad because on my way back to Jack Frost, after I tried to get on the Northeast Extension, I came back and I'm coming through the entrance, and there was a white, I don't know if it was like a Suburban or something like that, that was in a ditch so far so that it was laying on its side.
I saw that.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it too.
I came upon it, Kathy, and Sayadala Kong Kong. No, I came upon it, Kathy. It must have been shortly after. The windshield wipers were still going. They had flashers on.
wow.
And I couldn't stop. I wanted to help, but I'm like, if I stop, I'll get stuck too, and it's just going to make the problem worse. So I just
See you later!
I know. Good luck! I felt so bad, but I thought that I would.
That's when the wood split. Oh, she's got it. Yeah.
I thought that it would compact the problem if I stopped, and then the next day when we checked out and left, it was still sitting there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I wouldn't have been able to done anything anyway.
That thing was fully on its side. What could you
Was
have
there
done?
anybody in it? Because when I passed it,
I don't know.
There were people helping someone out of it. So
Yeah.
there was like I guess Jack Frost security or somebody was assisting.
There had to have been somebody still. Wait, did you go back to the resort?
No.
No, this was on the way to the resort.
Oh, because there was
This
another
is across the highway.
There was another
Okay.
vehicle, a similar vehicle on its side, exactly as you're describing.
Okay, but the wipers were still on, the lights were, the flashes were on, so it was still running. So people were probably inside of it.
When you were going through the wallet, yeah.
I just. I had to make a decision.
Some money, credit cards.
Quickly, and I decided to keep going.
Nice.
Yeah.
New app, new iPhone.
Wow. Well, that's interesting. It's. I'm glad you got out of there, though, Christy.
Me too.
I could see you. Yeah.
It sounded pretty bizarre.
You a good girl.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Don't do that ever again.
Yeah.
Did you get her number at least?
I did, yeah. She wanted me to text her when I got home, but I didn't because I was afraid she was
call her?
Hi, Christy. It's me from the mountain. You remember me?
Her name was Mary, by the way.
Mary's
Yeah.
my name.
I wonder if she remembers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, she documented pictures and everything.
No, we did not take pictures. I refused.
Really? So what, was she looking for a selfie or was she going to pose you?
Well, she wanted to take a selfie outside, but I had already taken my shoes off at that point. I was like, oh, it's too much to put my shoes back on. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. That's how you come.
Oh, that's the way it's gonna be.
Well, all right. Well, cool. Are you good? Now, you said you're not used to driving in the snow. You know what's funny is the thing you said to me this morning. You go, I'm from New Jersey. I don't know how to drive in the snow. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? It snows all the time here in the winter.
Well, I just meant
How old are you?
Up at 23.
Okay.
I just meant like up in mountain snow. I could drive in New Jersey snow.
New Jersey snow, not mountain snow. Okay. Because New Jersey snow has jug handles and mountain snow doesn't.
Exactly. Yeah, it's much easier.
All right, thank you, intern Christy, with her story of survival in the Poconos on Friday during a nor'easter.
You know her experience as psycho.
Yeah, exactly. In yet another case of medical negligence, in India, the severed leg of a victim was allegedly used at Maharani Medical College as a pillow to prop up the man.
What? This is amazing what's going on here. When you're traveling, you have your junk in a tuna can, and now human limbs are being used as pillows.
The victim claimed...
I sort of missed the iguana story.
That hospital staff used his amputated leg under his head as a pillow.
Does that feel better?
After the case came to light,
thank you.
The college principal assured strict action against those found guilty. She said he was given immediate medical aid. The doctor looked for something to raise his head.
First, I created my pillow. Now, my leg. A revolution in sleeping. You're going to love it.
For the best sleep in the whole wide world, visit myleg.com.
That was pretty damn good, guys.
Thank you.
You're going to love it. The leg contours to your head.
So the doctor looked for something to raise his head. Patients,
there was nothing around like a
shirt
something?
you could wad up or something.
A shirt?
Hey, so Preston had thrown out the stat in the last 4 seasons. Villanova's won more games than any other program in America with 129 wins. And you're... go ahead.
Only one camp out for Kahunga shootout.
There we go. That stat is missing from the page.
Still gnawing at me.
There's always next year, man. There's always next year.
I got to tell you, impressive. Perhaps you can clarify this. There's another stat on this page we have here. Apparently, Coach, you're the most well-endowed head coach for 16 seasons standing.
No.
Am I reading that correctly?
No. He's been Villanova's William J. Finneran endowed head coach.
Oh, you skipped a few words.
I'm sorry. Very different. I misread that.
Yes,
I apologize.
I mean, he's everything. He's probably that too.
I guess those extra words make it different.
You are officially out of your mind.
It's William Fenner and Endowed, not well.
I'm sorry, I misread that.
Endowed.
You know what? There's a number of prestigious programs that have endowed coaching positions, and I've never heard that.
You can teach typing, and that's fine. But I think you're going to default to whatever you're most comfortable with anyway. You know, like
the hunt and peck thing.
Yeah,
I was taught, and I still do it.
I know, but like Jim Antes, for instance, have you ever seen him type?
Is that a hunt and peck guy?
He is our general sales manager, and he uses his whole left hand and then his right index finger, and that's how he types.
All right,
and
I've
that's
seen
what
people
works for him.
that just use the two index fingers and fast.
Yeah.
It's hilarious to watch. Marissa?
All right, going back to cleaning out the keyboards, I actually find it very soothing, kind of like getting a nice piece of earwax out. Have you ever turned over your keyboard and dumped out all the dirt that's in it?
No.
Can we do it to your keyboard that's right here?
Yeah. Go. I don't think. That keyboard. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Tons. This is an old.
Oh my God.
Gross.
It's a Microsoft keyboard here.
It's going to be bad.
Really?
Ooh.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, there's a fingernail fell out.
You slimy bastard.
A fingernail fell out.
That's disgusting.
Oh, burn it.
Oh my God, Preston. That's a pubic hair.
Oh my God.
That's great.
I don't want to hit any of the keys here.
Marissa ran away from the microphone.
So, attorney Marty Singer has filed court papers demanding that FX provide him with all 10 episodes of Trust, a forthcoming series about J. Paul Getty III's 1973 kidnapping.
I'm back,
You're gonna
bitches.
I'm sorry?
I'm back, bitches.
Marty Singer.
Marty Singer's back and into his A. And the show Trust about the Getty family, is that the one you're talking about?
Yes.
33 WMMR.
All right, thanks, Kat. Real quick, a shout out, if you don't mind. I got this from Robert Haldeman. And he says, hey, Preston and All the Morning Show. My name is Robert. We met at the Take Steps walk. You met my family at this past walk at the Link. And I remember Robert. He is a very, very special, kind, giving guy. He said, I want to see if I could get the biggest shout out. And from Steve, a big yoo-hoo for the best Christmas miracle. We are adopting our daughter today, December 19th at 10 a.m., and it would make the day more special if you could throw some love our way. And a side note, she's doing awesome off all oxygen and heart meds. Love the show. Say hi to everyone and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all. Your friend, Robert Haldeman and family.
All right, so I'll do that. The yoo-hoo first, in case you want to do it, Tom Jones.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it.
Yeah!
Wait, I got to find Tom Jones.
And there it is. Congratulations, Robert. That's awesome news. Let's do the B-File.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you this morning by Red Robin. The holiday gifts are all wrapped. Give the gift of yum with a $25 Red Robin holiday gift card, and you can get a $5 bonus buck reward for you now through December 31st. Red Robin. Yum. All right, so this took place on Friday, and I got it a lot over the weekend. People sent this over to me, but maybe you saw it, maybe you didn't, but a 52-foot high aquarium burst at a hotel in downtown Berlin.
Oh, my gosh.
Injuring 2 people. More than 100 first responders had been called in to deal with the damage, but at the complex, which houses the Radisson Blu Hotel in the German capital's Mitte district, the cause of the incident was still unclear. 2 people were injured by glass splinters. It happened around 5:45 a.m., and there was a very loud noise, and parts of the facade of the hotel where the aquarium was located flew into the street.
Jesus. The thing looked magnificent when it was intact. I mean, it was great, but it must have scared the crap out of people.
Berlin's traffic agency said an extremely large volume of water had spilled over onto the street outside, while the Berlin police said massive amounts of water had flowed onto the streets.
The big problem is they just added a glass cutter fish to the tank, Preston.
Littered with debris, the area had been largely cordoned off, and all 400 guests who were staying at the Radisson Hotel were evacuated. Outside, temperatures in the German capital had plummeted to about 20 degrees. The 1,500 fish from the aquarium all died. By the way,
my God!
According to
what was the most exotic fish they had in there? They large ones or just?
They didn't. I didn't get any of the details on the type of fish that were inside of it. Yeah. But a spokesman for Union Investment said they manage the real estate fund that owns the property.
They lost the orca.
By the way, a popular tourist attraction, the Aquadome, is the world's largest freestanding cylindrical aquarium. Not anymore.
How do they do that?
The 10-minute elevator ride through the aquarium was one of the highlights of the attraction. I'm curious as to what happened, how that thing broke, and if someone did it, you know?
They're going to try it again. They're going to fill it with scorpions.
Oof. Yeah. Well, it could be dangerous. They might want to rethink that. A small Iowa town of 800 residents likely has no need for a police force armed with 90 machine guns to keep the peace. That, at least, is the view of federal prosecutors who, on Wednesday, announced the indictment of Adair Chief of Police Bradley Wendt on charges of making false statements to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives to obtain numerous machine guns over a 4-year period on behalf of the Adair Police Department.
I like machine guns.
Which, during Wendt's tenure, has never had more than 3 officers.
What's the tank for?
Instead, according to prosecutors, weapons would be resold for profit through Wendt's private gun store or another store owned by a friend who was also
That doesn't give me
charges.
any comfort at all. I'll sell it myself.
According to
yard sale. How do you like that machine gun, son?
According to court filings, Wendt used his position as police chief to obtain 10 machine guns for the official use of the police department. Like I said, there's 3 people in the police department. But later resold at least 6 of those weapons for significant profit. In addition, he obtained 13 guns for his Denison and Anita-based gun store, BW Outfitters, under the pretense that they were used as demonstration models for potential future purchases by the department.
Yeah.
A further 10 weapons were obtained in the same manner for Williams Contracting, a federally licensed firearms dealer business owned by his friend Robert Williams, who was also facing charges. Prosecutors say Wendt sought to purchase or demonstrate approximately 90 machine guns. Some of the weapons were used for public machine gun shoots where Wendt and Williams charged customers money to be able to fire the weapons.
You can't do that?
Yeah.
What are they going to do with the Tomahawk missiles?
In fact, they were fully automatic weapons, including an M60 machine gun, a belt-fed weapon widely used by the U.S. military since the Vietnam War. And it was purportedly obtained for use by the Adair Police Department.
There's a lot of jaywalking in that town.
But Wendt instead had the M60 mounted on his personally owned armored Humvee. So that's what he did. So
yeah, clearly.
They're trying to, figure out what all went on in there. Toxic spinach has sparked an urgent health scare in Australia after people who consumed it suffered severe sickness and hallucinations.
Spinach is supposed to be good for you.
9 people have needed medical care after eating the Riviera Farms baby spinach from Costco. Health authorities say their symptoms also included delirium, spiked heart rates, and blurred vision.
Going to a seahorse pot.
Rivera Farms says that it's believed the spinach was contaminated by a weed.
Seahorses forever.
But no other products have been affected.
Is that a band name? Toxic Spinach?
Toxic Spinach. Could be, yeah.
Right. It's ironic.
It also urged anyone who has experienced any unusual symptoms after eating the spinach to immediately seek hospital care.
I heard a sailor's arms turn into anvils.
Yeah,
actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
He had this giant jaw.
Yeah.
It was really...
And one eye shut.
Yep. This is really weird. A human heart has been discovered in a salt pile at a Tennessee Department of Transportation facility.
What?
Yeah, a human heart. A worker discovered the heart in a salt pile at the facility, and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has joined the investigation for examining.
Is that a game they play?
I don't know.
Find the heart?
Hide the heart.
Yeah.
It's
like finding a heart in a salt stack.
An initial examination of the heart determined that it was that of an adult male.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So you need to let this guy know.
Additional DNA testing would be performed to try and
I have been feeling weird.
Clearly the heart.
I thought I was short
I've
of
been
breath.
so short of breath.
Yeah.
Well, good news. We found it in a big pile of salt.
Additional DNA testing will be performed to determine its origin.
Now, here's your machine gun.
This pick up a machine gun on the way out.
We got 90 of them.
Testing will be performed to determine the origin, and this remains an active and ongoing investigation. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
All right, and that's what we'll end the bizarre file with today. All right, I had mentioned this earlier this morning. There's a website. It's been around for a long time now. It's called PrestonandSteveRock.com, and it's nothing that we have any direct input on. We have not been part of the creative process whatsoever. Instead, it's a longtime listener of the show, and we've had him on before. But apparently, we found out that it's gone through a redesign.
Yeah.
It looks awesome.
It's fantastic.
And we want to welcome to the program this morning. He loves Genesis. Our friend Dan Colachico. Morning, Dan. How you doing, bud?
Good morning, guys. I was hoping it was Genesis. Thank you.
Nice. All right. So when did you do the redesign? And by the way, real quick, I want to mention to the people the reason we bring this up, and we have PrestonandSteve.com, our host website here at WMMR. But Dan has archived stuff that goes way back further than
Far
ours
more
does.
comprehensive than our site.
So when did you do the redesign on this, Dan?
I've been doing it slowly over the last couple months. Let me get this out of the way. I've been wanting to be on MMR all my life. I can't believe this is happening.
You've been on before.
He's been here as a guest.
I've been there, but I've not been on the air. And it's like Marissa reached out and said, "Hey Dan, you want to come up?" I'm like, "It's a slow news week."
Well, here's the deal. We were in our meeting room the other day, and somebody goes, "Hey, yeah." So they did an update on PrestonandSteveRock.com, and or somebody had mentioned it, and I heard a couple people pulled it up on their laptops, and they were like, "Wow!"
Yeah.
I heard them react like that. I was like, "No way!" So I finally went and checked it out this morning, and they're right. It looks amazing.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I don't know what to say. Like I said, I'm freaking out here. Jordan started it in 2007, and right around that time, I got laid off from the mortgage company. We all know what happened that year. And right around that time, I was looking for work, and, I had a part-time job through unemployment and looking for stuff to do there. And then Jordan fell. Good friend of mine still. He's no longer affiliated with the site. He's kind of moved on. He has a busy life, and I kind of just been doing this all by myself. So anybody listening out there, the reason why updates take so long is I am alone.
But you spend a ton of time on it. You've been operating solo for quite a while. But I mean, again, the comprehensive level of what you put together is amazing and flattering.
You guys get a lot of us through a lot, and back in 2007, when I saw this, like Jordan had it up for like a couple weeks, and I was like, man, I got some stuff, and I also would love to help. And the OCD and the ADD, I could just do this monotonous work over and over and over again, which it is to this day. We struck up a friendship. We visited you guys right as we launched, and without him, the site would not be alive. So I will always shout out Jordan Fell. I love that man. But yeah, he moved on, and I was like, I got this, and I get advice from certain people, but I go through these phases because of the ADD where I'm like, streamline it. I'll just put up audio. I don't care.
Right.
And I'll sit there and go, I hate the way this looks.
You start tinkering with it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then as I was tinkering with it, I was just going to do colors and just change the colors to give it its own identity, but still use stuff that you guys have used before. So it's familiar with people. I've dabbled in, my hobby is I stream and do podcasts. I do a podcast with Craig Lagans.
Wrestling, right?
Yeah, we do a wrestling podcast. And when Comic Book Gurus went through their hiatus, when COVID broke out, I brought him on a Nerd Herders. It's a nerd podcast, been around since 2012, 13 with two wrestling friends of mine and a husband and wife team. And so he was doing that, and he still does it with us once a month. So I've learned how to design stuff on my own. I didn't go to school for any of this. So I started tinkering around big time with this last update. And halfway through it, it was just colors and the look. And I was like, all these blank squares are going to piss me off. So I just started looking through old videos or videos that day when a guest was on.
Right.
And taking a screenshot. Like the Hooters were on. So I just took a screenshot, kind of melded them together, and okay, so the Hooters are on this episode. Kenan Thompson's on this episode. And I hit the update button, and I was like, oh, well, that actually looks professional.
Well, by the way,
it looks like
so I'm helping the comic book gurus do a video podcast, which it's taking a little while getting things up and running. Because I've got this, and so I call upon them to pull things together, and sometimes it takes a while to get that done because everyone's doing a whole bunch of stuff. But a lot of what does end up being time-consuming in anything, an online, a YouTube channel, is exactly what you're describing. The thumbnails, the graphics, the metadata, all that stuff is time-consuming.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. I'm just stating a fact here because some of my wrestling fans like to break my chops. I was trying to edit myself there. I'm gonna say a bad word.
Yeah. Balls.
Balls. I can say that. The first thing I don't want to do is get dumped on my first.
Right. Yeah. No, it's all good.
So, I work at a vet clinic. It's 10-hour days. Now it's only 4 days a week, so I get those hours in, but the last thing you want to do is edit or put together a picture or go into a website and fiddle with the code. Almost did it again. I just got on a roll with this one. So I was like, I like the way this looks. I took a template of like a news website and just made it my own and threw logos on it and took some pictures and threw a background on it and put the best, for the best of shows. It's got that picture, the Queen picture of you guys with the black background, just saying best of Preston and Steve. I just went for it.
Well, I got to say for people, listen, obviously we have our thing, but you've always run parallel, and in many ways and many times you've had something that we do not have. Or we can't encourage people enough to go check out your site. And so how's everything cost-wise and everything? Are you able to handle everything?
Oh, well, it depends. If people are listening on the radio, no, I can't handle it. No, I used to break even. There was a nice there are people that use the site that have been using it for 10, 13, 15. I don't even know how many years I've been doing it now. I don't know what 07 is. I don't even know what I had for breakfast.
Yeah.
That donate every now and then. I cannot thank you enough. It goes right back to the website. Considering I just use SoundCloud and WordPress now, it's not bad.
Okay.
There was a nice lady, Linda Martin Hall. I just remembered her name, who donated the exact amount to break even every month for years.
That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Good, man.
She has passed away a couple years ago. I love you guys. I will never, unless someone says, my wife, stop doing it. I'm never going to stop.
All right. Well,
I do it for me because it's all there organized. And every now and then, Steve, I'll find something a little bit older. I found your promo coming back from Ireland with Bono on the plane a year ago and threw that up there.
I don't remember it.
I don't either. I'll
have to check it out. Yeah.
There's so much stuff.
Well, that's what's wonderful about this is all the archived things that you can check out from way back when. Dan, we got a break. We're running way over on our time. We got a guest coming up and everything, but we wanted to get you on and thank you. For continuing to put that out there for diehard fans. And we want people to check that out and support PrestonandSteveRock.com. We have nothing to do with it. This is all Dan.
Yes.
And he works really hard at it. And we just want to let you know how much we appreciate it. And it's so cool you had time to do the update, man.
I love you guys, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Back to you. Yes.
All right. Have a great holiday, and we appreciate it. Dan Colachico. Yeah. He's the man. And check it out, PrestonandSteveRock.com. It is really cool. All right, we are going to take a break. We're going to come back in a moment. Don't forget. Oh, you know what? Christmas Miracle. What? Callers number 16 and 17, 215-263 WMMR. We are running down to the wire. It is on Wednesday. Callers 16 and 17. We'll get you in Parks Casino on Wednesday morning. We'll be right back. Stay there.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Cue the jingle.
Holiday activities.
Hey, it's Kathy
Romano from
find
the
the allegations and accusations made by this ridiculous series starring Donald Sutherland.
Donald Sutherland's in it?
Yes, Donald Sutherland plays John Paul Getty Sr.
Okay. Could you please bring me up to speed? I don't know the story. I may or may have forgotten about the
There was a kidnapping, right?
Yeah.
And there were always allegations that the son or grandson arranged his own kidnapping.
Okay, so it was a
right. To what I remember, and I'm going to have to say I'm maybe
so the
one notch closer to what than you are.
So there was a
kidnapping, a ransom,
and the grandson trying to get it himself.
And the family's stance on it was they never pay ransom.
So Marty Singer, yes, has filed court papers demanding that they provide him. Marty has to see all 10 episodes of Trust.
I filed those mother effers.
And
I said kabooyah.
In court papers, Singer claims the show defames Getty family members and hints at a possible lawsuit.
It defames, it defrauds, and it's not delightful.
Is it delovely?
It's not even delovely.
Okay.
It's disgusting.
Marty is representing Getty's sister.
Betty Getty.
No.
Betty Getty?
So I'm Betty Getty's lawyer.
No. Ariadne?
Go with Betty.
Okay.
It rolls off the tongue better.
It does.
In court, it's going to be more impressive.
It's Ariadne, I guess.
Ariadne. It's not even a name. It's a rash you get on your balls.
That's not even a word. Ariadne.
Those aren't even letters.
Ariadne, those are not.
I bet you it's like Adrian or something. And
it's a typo?
Yeah.
And they misspelled it? Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I submit to the court that it's a typo.
The court papers filed to Trust exec producers Danny Boyle and Simon Beaufoy.
Oh, they're the producers of the series, the miniseries.
Yes,
we hate.
That we hate?
Yes.
The claims that Getty's kidnapping resulted in 9 arrests and 2 convictions, but that Trust outlandishly makes it appear as if members of the Getty family were actually complicit in the kidnapping and that the crime had been faked in an attempt to dupe grandfather and billionaire J. Paul Getty out of millions of dollars for the benefit. So,
but it was not as if there was not that rumor floating around.
Right.
They're just taking that angle. But I can see where the family would be upset.
Yeah, and by the way, his statement was, "This is outrageous.
It's outrageous and disgusting. It's not delightful. It's not lovely.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's not even swonderful."
Tiger Woods and ex-girlfriend Kristen Smith are fighting a legal battle as she's trying to get out of a non-disclosure agreement that she signed at the end of their relationship.
Is this the Perkins waitress?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Smith, who dated Woods from 2015 to 2017, so they were together for a while, claims that the agreement isn't enforceable for an undisclosed reason, and the two are in arbitration over her attempt to get out of it.
I wonder how legally binding, and we're seeing these things put to the test, these NDAs, these non-disclosure agreements are. You know, I mean, how...
for a girlfriend, though?
Yeah.
I don't get that.
They said it's not uncommon, though. TMZ Sports cited a source as saying Woods has threatened to release embarrassing pictures of Smith if she doesn't comply with the terms of the NDA.
Is that legal?
Which he reportedly offered her an undisclosed sum to sign, although it's not clear if she accepted it. Now, that's rumors.
Sure.
Smith reportedly believes Woods cheated on her during their relationship, and that's why they broke up. Woods had several affairs while he was married to ex-wife Elin Nordgren. It's not uncommon for pro athletes or celebrities to have romantic partners sign NDAs so that if they break up, the other person can't publicly disparage them or harm their reputation.
Well, you can see that also because if you're a high-profile sports star, you can be targeted for that reason.
But at what point do you do that? Is that like a second date thing?
right before the handy.
Yeah.
Right before the hand.
Could you sign this, please?
Listen, since you have one hand available, sign this.
And I bet you it's
Here's
not.
a pen.
I bet you it's not them though. Like the person saying, "Hey, here, sign this."
My name is Marty Singer.
Yeah,
Before you
seriously.
proceed with that manual stimulation, I have a few documents you'd sign. And by the way, I'd recommend you use a hand lotion.
Yeah.
My client tends to chafe about the genital region.
He's in the back seat.
Right.
Well, but
I
it's a
see
way.
your head making a trajectory towards his lap, and before we enter into this realm of all gratification, there are a few documents I'd like you to sign. Don't worry, the notary is in the trunk.
Yeah, but it's a way for them to say, "Well, they make me do it. You have to sign it." Like not to put it on them.
It's exactly. You're exactly right. That's a perfect deflection.
Yeah. He can't give her pleasures until that's how they pitch it.
Pleased to meet you. You're a lovely young woman, and I'm sure you're going to make him have many orgasms. But before we enter into that, Please stand in front of this cyclorama. I need to take a picture of it.
Speaking of boner dreams.
Okay.
Have you ever finished an entire?
Of course.
Really?
Never.
I never have.
Of course.
I never
I thought that
have.
always
nocturnal emission?
No, yeah, no.
I thought that always happened when you were like
No.
teenagers.
It happens to some
Never.
people, but not to me.
Oh.
I've had sex dreams where Kathy, it's the docking is about to happen. And
Wait, you were going to do it with another guy? You guys were going to
Not
dock
that
together?
kind of
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not foreskin.
That is a dream come true.
I mean, that's what docking is.
Hi. It's great because I'm not circumcised.
Use a different analogy.
I've got lots to play with.
Man.
You're going to be Soyuz, and I'm going to be the Apollo.
I was trying to think of a way to not say penetration.
You're about to fist a man you met at a bar. No. Yeah, no.
You were about
not
to
docking.
have-
You're about to turn around and receive a man into your posterior.
Gay sex with another guy.
No, none of those things.
No.
Absolutely none of those things at all.
Oh my God.
Did you do the foreskin thing again, please?
I've lost the foreskin.
Oh my God.
This docking is going to be one for the history books. We're going to be like a Chinese finger puzzle.
It'll be like when two dogs get it on and they have to wait for the swelling to go down.
On another note, as far as Steve, you had said waking up and then you realize, oh, okay, I'm back in the real world.
It's okay.
Have you ever had, and I had one last year where I took a nap and I was really, really tired and I woke up and I didn't know where I was. And it took me a few seconds to figure out where I was.
Yes.
And that was really scary.
I nodded off.
That was really scary. That leads me to believe what like dementia and Alzheimer's might be like.
Yeah, what it might feel like.
Yeah. I mean, because I was in my own room. The most.
It's okay, baby. It's okay. We're still docked and everything is fine. We're totally docked. We're snugly inside the docking bay. Just relax. Just relax. Daddy's gonna cuddle.
Daddy.
I was worried I was not still connected by genitals to another man.
After filing for divorce from David Charvet, after 6 years of marriage, TV host and Dancing with the Stars season 7 champ Brooke Burke opened up about their split on the blog Modern Mom.
Can I guess what the reason was for the split?
Yeah, I haven't read it, so I can't answer.
Too stupid. He was stultifyingly stupid.
The pair share 2 children, Shea, who is 10, and Heaven, who is 11. She also shares.
She really didn't rip the lid off that, did she?
She also shares 2 children, Neria and Syria.
Syria and Neria?
Sierra.
Neria and Syria.
Syria.
Yeah.
But Neria, N-E-R-I-A-H. Well, listen,
This is
Heaven's
Africa?
11, so
I think
come
it's
on.
Nariah, maybe.
Nariah.
Okay,
and Soraya.
yeah, you're right.
Soraya.
Nariah
Psoriasis?
and psoriasis and eczema.
Yeah.
Oh.
Diarrhea and
This
psoriasis.
is leprosy and conjunctivitis.
This is our son priapism.
She was married to, and his sister Ben Penis.
Yeah.
She was married to like the #1 plastic surgeon in Hollywood for a couple of years. So that's where.
And then she got her work done, and then she moved on.
Alopecia and
moved on to somebody
squirts.
else. When you said this initially that she was getting divorced yesterday, I was thinking Brooke Burns. I always got those two by the name mixed up because, man, she was on that show. Was it Dog Eat Dog?
Oh, my God.
What a stunner. And her and Bruce Willis were a couple
for a while. Yeah. And she's a tall drink of water.
Yes, she is.
Brooke Burke does commercials for mild incontinence.
And she used to do Skechers.
Yes.
She does mild incontinence.
Well, she like, I'm a workaday woman and blah, blah, blah. And sometimes I piss myself. No, it's sort of like little leak. A lot of people suffer from it. Like if you
after having babies and stuff like that.
leak.
Occasionally, if you laugh hard or you go to pick up a car, you'll pee a little bit.
Boys incontinence pads.
There you go.
I knew women who would pee when they laughed every single time.
Oops,
I felt
peed a
bad
little.
for them.
Oops, pooped a little.
No, I have a friend.
Stop making me laugh. You're making me crap myself.
I have a friend who peed all over our other friend's chair because she was laughing so hard and she just couldn't control it.
You know?
It is one of those things.
Yeah, you pop a few babies out of there, and it's tough.
When I had the prostatectomy, I was wearing those first off the
diapers.
Which are, by the way, the adult diapers are the best underwear you could possibly wear. They're super comfortable.
Wait, you wore the diapers?
For like a,
I didn't know this.
For like a week.
Oh, I had to, after my vasectomy.
You had to wear them too?
I had to wear, in fact, I have a picture of me here with it on somewhere. In there. Not like full on diapers. I could be crapping myself.
My mommy.
But that was more for the front. Steve, you had the butt and everything, right? Everything covered, right?
What they do is they're awesome, Kathy. You would love them.
I can't believe we're
Because
talking
they
about
have this huge, like 3.5-foot safety pin.
I would love
And then I go around with this huge pacifier.
No.
Think of like regular briefs that are a little bit thicker, but they're great.
But we wore them in college for fun, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it would be a drunken night in the fraternity house.
Hey, Marissa has adult diapers.
No, that's a diaper.
No, that's a real diaper.
Oh, that's a real diaper.
Yeah. That was my my big break in radio as I wore diapers to live broadcasts.
Right, they're comfy.
No, that's not what I'm talking
That's
about.
like a pull-up if you have trouble going when you go to bed, Preston.
Yeah, for adults. Yeah, exactly.
No, I didn't wear that.
You didn't wear this?
No.
Okay.
It's like a regular like a brief. That's just a little thicker. You look a Roman soldier.
Thank you. I put the diaper on my head. I used to do this for fun when when we had kids. I'd put a diaper on my head, and I wish it stood straight up. How cool would that be? Like a cone
Put
head.
your back scratcher in there.
Your chef is here.
You might be able to have it stick up.
I think it might be too tall. I'm going to try this out. Marissa's taking pictures, so you'll be able to enjoy it at home.
Hang on.
Wait, hang on.
All right, come on, jam it in there.
I almost got it. Hang on.
There you go. You got it.
Oh, man.
No?
God, you look like Johnny Bravo.
I'm trying to help you.
Albino Johnny Bravo. I got a diaper on my head, man.
All right, hang on. Sorry. We're going to. Oh, Casey's got the right idea.
Casey's got it. It's up.
Casey's done this before.
It's not my first diaper head rodeo thing.
That looks great, actually.
Hi, everybody.
He's slow.
I'm waving to the camera.
What's in the front?
What's in the front? You mean what's in the front?
Well, there's a little like.
It's business in the front, and then the party's in the
Diaper
back.
in the back.
Okay.
Business in the front. Diaper in the back.
Maybe you heard a voice that's been missing from the lineup for the past few days. Nick McElwain is back, mended, and ready to go. And you were out a whole week?
I was. I had the flu last week, and I started feeling ill a week ago Sunday, and it's the same strain as the flu that you got, Preston. I went and saw our wonderful doctor, Dr. Mike, and visited him on Tuesday, and he gave me the diagnosis on Wednesday morning. So it had me down and out for about a week, which sucked.
Yeah.
But good to be back. I missed you guys.
Excellent. And you return with a cat story.
I do, yes.
Yes.
So I am loath to buy cat toys. I think that they are often a waste of money, and you never know like if the cat's actually going to enjoy it or not. But our cat, like most cats, is a climber. So my girlfriend decided to get one of those cat trees. You know, one of the.
I know him well. I have a whole bunch of.
Yeah, and
cat condo.
Cat condo. You know, and she likes to get up high. Steve, do your cats like them?
Oh yeah.
Okay, because sometimes you get them and they just sit there and they never use them.
Yeah.
Ever,
Well,
right.
Steve having 9 or 10 cats.
The odds
are one or two are definitely going to enjoy it.
So like Andrea decides to make this purchase. I'm like, you know, maybe she'll like it, maybe she won't. As soon as we got it, she loved it. So it's a success. And so we had our basement refinished about a year ago. And when the basement was refinished, there was drywall put in between the outside basement wall and now what the room is. And at the top of that wall is space to get into the other side of that wall.
Wow.
So the cat climbs up the cat tree, and sometimes at night we shut the basement door. Sometimes at night we close the basement door. We left the basement door open. Cat climbs up the cat tree, and I was sick, so this was Tuesday morning, and I was sleeping in, and my girlfriend had to go to work, and so she went downstairs. She couldn't find the cat anywhere, and she's looking all over the house, looking under the bed, and so yes, the cat had climbed up the cat tree on the other side of the drywall and then climbed down into it. So now my girlfriend is in a panic because she's realized that the cat is trapped on the other side of the damn wall.
Wait, why is there a space?
It's just, I guess, like the way that the basement. It's an old house, Cap.
I've
So
seen
it's like a
them
90-year-old
before.
house. Yeah, and so
They'll
like, there's-
do that just as a buffer, as sort of a, and sometimes they'll fill it up with insulation.
right, and
Yeah.
so there is Steve. There is plenty of insulation over there.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
So, yeah, Preston. Andrea starts hearing.
Yep.
On the other side of the wall, in between the outside basement wall and the drywall. And now Andrea's like, I gotta get to work, and she was panicking and didn't know what to do. And so it's like she's holding her phone, looking down in through the space in between
now you have to decide where you're going to bust a hole in the wall.
Exactly.
Where you don't want to hurt the cat,
right?
But you want the cat to be able to get out, so you only have to put one hole in the wall.
Yes.
Okay.
So
and isn't it crazy though that when they get stuck or they're somewhere where they shouldn't be, they don't freak out. It's just like, meow.
Yeah. Relatively calm.
The only a lot of times the time where they will freak out is when you attempt to extricate them.
Yeah.
So if
When you're
they've
trying to
climbed a
help.
tree, they'll be fine up at the top of a 700-mile tree until you try to help them. It's clear they can't get out.
They turn into Chris Angel and they
Yes.
freak out. Yes.
Freak out!
Yeah.
It honestly sounds, Preston and Steve and Kathy, like you should have been in our basement that morning because you all know exactly what to do, how to do it, how to approach it. So, Steve, Andrea got a little saw and found a space next to one of the outlets where she decided, all right, this is a hole. This is a place where I can cut it. I'll eventually put drywall back on and we'll be able to repair the hole. So now she opens up the drywall and
Are you
sticks
still
the
in
phone
bed?
in. I have missed all of this.
Yeah.
I was completely out and I was sick and I had no idea what was going on. So what I woke up to was a series of texts. It was sweet of my girlfriend to not wake me up when I was sick, and she was terrified that I was going to be furious that there's now a hole in the basement wall. So she sticks the phone in, and Kathy, yes, Mabel the cat was right on the other side of the wall, completely calm. However, she is now stuck in the insulation.
Oh.
So she can't get out of where this little hole is. I sent Marissa a series of photos and videos. And so in one of the videos, you'll be able to see Andrea then sticks the phone into the new hole in the wall. And Mabel realizes where this hole is and just comes out, pops right out of the, finds the hole, and now she's out. And she's ready to go.
You actually give a good reason for it. I think every home should have one, Preston. In fact, you might have one. It is an extender camera, like a USB camera, like one of those Splinter Cell game snaking cameras that you can put down at like a sink. You can put under a door. You can put into a close cropped area if you're looking for where to, stick a bookshelf or to free your cat.
In a wall to find your cat.
Yeah, if you have to stick one of those things down the drain, like it works, right? Like,
yes.
How far down can you see in one?
I have not checked out their length, but some of them are pretty damn long, and that's the whole purpose, is to give you that.
You know what? Yeah. I want to get one of those. How much? And you can hook it up to your phone, right? Usually.
Yes, I see them advertised all the time. I don't know. In fact,
Not much.
Let's find out right now.
That's a good stocking stuffer right there.
It's better than the deodorant.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty impressive. That's a pretty small hole.
Yes.
And
that Andrea cut?
Yeah, I didn't think that it was going to be big enough for the cat to get out.
well, and right
People
next,
will freak Nick, and they'll take like an axe to, Kathy.
if it was me, I would have knocked the wall down. I'd be like, okay, well, I'm going to get you. I'm coming.
I'm coming.
I'm coming for you.
But the stupid cat
I'm coming.
going up the tree and and then I was mad at ourselves, for us leaving the door open overnight, for her to get down there and climb in. But I was like, what is it about cats getting into the tiniest of spaces possible? I think they find comfort in it.
Nick,
Yeah,
right
they're
there.
just super duper curious.
Yeah,
They're like
look at the
$20.
Yeah.
Nick,
Or
are you going to do
$7,000?
Yeah, depending on what that's the Insight Vision Optic Cam 3000.
It's either $20 or $7,000.
Yeah.
Nick, are you going to do anything about the top of the wall, or you leave it?
No, I don't know what to do other than maybe put boards up there to cause it's just the way that it's designed.
Don't put the cat condo near it.
Well, yes. So that was Wednesday or later on the day, Tuesday, Stevie. We moved it to the other side of the room where it's now next to the stairs, so she can't climb over the wall to get back in.
Wow. Trapped in
Poor
the
Mabel.
inside the drywall.
That was a fun way to.
That story has played out countless times of cats being sealed up behind drywall.
Yeah.
Because somebody's doing home and, workers at the house, cats walking around, they don't check, and then later on,
It happened to my cat when we first moved into our house because the basement's redone, and the way they redo those basements, if it's a cinder block basement, they frame it out.
Right.
And so there's a decent amount of room between the frame and
Just
the
enough room for a cat.
And Susie got back there, and the problem is we didn't know where she went. We had no idea. Because we had to put them, when we moved in, we put the cats downstairs. And we had to put them in the unfinished part of the basement so we could get all the stuff into the house. So they had and we put them in the night before because we got to move in on Saturday, but we had access to the house on Friday, so we put them in the house on Friday night. So they had hours and hours and hours to get to, and so we didn't know where they were for the first day and a half of moving in there.
Just hanging out.
Yeah,
in the wall.
Didn't Jackson have to rip up either a wall or a floor because his cat got stuck?
That's right. Yeah.
Really?
I think it was a floor.
I think it was a bathroom floor or something. Yeah.
God.
They want to explore. They're curious.
Somebody texted in and said, hey, guys, did you know that cats have collapsible collarbones and that as long as their head can fit through a space, their whole body can?
There's a great special on Netflix about cats and about their skeletal structure and their spine and how they're able to right themselves. Is this the footage? This is the
This is Mabel working her way out of the wall. So Preston, you missed the beginning of it, but Andrea popped the wall open, found a hole big enough, cut a hole big enough for her to get out. Sticks the phone in, sees where the cat is, and there she is.
Oh, just a cat with just its head sticking out of the wall. That should be your Christmas card next year.
Yes,
Merry
right.
Christmas.
Yeah.
A little Santa hat on.
Wait, and then she just jumps out and shakes off, and that's it.
Good to go.
Did you cover up that hole?
Yeah, so we get a little drywall kit, and it's actually not that difficult. I was surprised at how easy it is to put it back together.
May I suggest something?
Yes.
Just put a cat door next to that extension, so that she can come in and out of behind the wall.
Oh my God! Here's a text that says my cousin renovated a house and found a cat skeleton in between.
The
drywall.
What's your name?
It got gotten back in there. They couldn't find it.
Oh, jeez, just disgusting.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm glad you have a happy ending.
Yeah,
You didn't have to rip down. That's what would happen with me. Is you'd tear into the wrong part, realize that they couldn't get through there, and have to be stuck, and then do another hole, and then another hole.
Once they get down like that, so I've had a bat travel down. One of the first apartments I rented, a bat came in to the house upstairs. It was a basement apartment, and made its way down through the drywall, on that inside of the drywall into my apartment. But right now in my home, which is an older home, the other night I heard above my head in the living room.
Oh.
So there a field mouse had made it into the house. I'm like, your days are numbered. and I look down and there are 4 cats just looking up, and then they all go.
All right, you take the food bowl in the kitchen. I'm going to take the basement door. You come around, support from the back, and we'll see if we can kill this thing by midnight.
Yeah.
By the way, Nick, those cat towers, I have a couple as well. And there was one that they didn't touch. They never even, it was like it wasn't there. They would walk around it. I moved it from one spot to the other. It's their favorite place to sit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, honestly.
What?
Yeah, my sister, she has these cat boxes. They look like a little house or something like that. And if they're put in one spot, the cats don't go near them. You move it to another part of the room. It's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, oh my
That's
God.
all you got to do.
In our parlor, we have 4. So they're in different corners by the windows. If you put them by the windows, it's a home run. Also by the radiators, that's a home run. If you stick them sort of statically out in the middle of nowhere, they could give a rat's ass.
Yeah.
But what are really popular, if you have cats and they claw things, get the ones that look like a column with the rope wrapped around.
They love it.
They love that.
My cat loves that. Wait, and I also found a little cat teepee at Home Goods, and I was like, please like this. I really want you guys to like this.
Did they?
Well, not at first, Steve, and then I moved it.
Yeah.
And the one cat loves it. And every time he's in it, I have to take a picture. I think it's the cutest thing.
It's a little cat Indian.
Yes.
But they really are it's such a hit or miss with those toys because you could spend $80 on one of those cat trees.
Oh my God, they're going to run around. They're going to run after the cellophane.
Yeah.
Here's a text says, speaking of cats, my brother's cat was missing for a week. They found her closed in the sofa bed, which she survived.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, get those cat jungle gyms at Home Goods or TJ Maxx or Marshalls. They have pet sections there.
Okay.
And you're going to get them so much cheaper there than anywhere else.
All right. Hang on. I want to go to Dan. Hi, Dan. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's up, Dan?
I'm a home inspector. Shameless plug for Vitale Inspections in Robbinsville, New Jersey.
Right.
I was doing an inspection in Pemberton, and I noticed there was a hole in the chimney, so I noted that. We get inside, and there's a dead squirrel in one of the bedrooms. Don't know why it's there. So we do the inspection, and I'm finishing up, and all of a sudden I hear meowing in the wall. So it's the wall from a bedroom between the bathroom, and everybody thinks the cat's in the bathroom. It's not. So I climbed up into the attic, and I climbed over to the wall between there, and I looked down, and there's the cat stuck between the walls.
Oh, wow. Were you the one that was able to get it out?
I wasn't. I wanted to. I really wanted to, but I'm not allowed to destroy anything.
Okay.
So we had to get permission from the owner of the home and the buyer, my client. They ended up keeping the cat. They bought the house.
And they kept the cat. Well, they should have added that. So we're going to have to charge more, of course, with throwing the cat. Yeah. That's wild.
It was pretty wild. And no good deed goes unpunished. As I'm up in the attic and I'm trying to get a photograph, I actually have a photograph of the cat. I leaned on the outside wall and put my hand right through a nail.
Oh,
man.
Jesus, man.
FYI, you can get tetanus shots at like your CVS. I called
I didn't know that.
There we
called ahead. They were waiting for me, and I ended up getting a tetanus shot that day. So.
All right, nice. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it,
thank
man.
That's wild.
All right, we'll see him. I have Ed, who's a volunteer firefighter. Hey, Ed, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. A few years ago, we got called out for an animal rescue. A lady said she was hearing her cat had gotten somehow behind the cabinet. What happened was the lady was having a new kitchen installed. She left. She went on a little weekend trip or something, and the cabinet installers were putting it in while she was away. Apparently, one of the cats got behind the lazy Susan in the corner.
Oh, man.
They went and put the cabinet or the countertop on. So, they put the countertop on, they seal it and everything, and then they went ahead and put the sink in. So now they got the plumbing all attached and everything like that, and she comes back and she's hearing this cat meowing, but it's coming from behind the cabinets. So we're like, we don't know what, I don't want to have to, we don't want to have to take the whole cabinet off and or countertop and disconnect plumbing and everything. So we're like, so we used the camera you're talking about. We have one on our rescue.
Okay.
That has, it's only like a short, maybe 3 or 4 foot long, like cord thing.
Yeah.
But it can look into those small spaces. So we drill a pilot hole in the baseboard of the cabinet, and we're able to find exactly which cabinet she was behind, and that's where. And then we just basically cut a bigger hole in the baseboard of the cabinet, so that we could reach in. But there was no. I mean, it was either take the countertop completely off,
right?
So that
put a small hole
Yeah.
that you can buy replacement baseboards for those cabinets,
right?
But that's how we had to get in. And I don't think we actually we managed to get in and grab her and pull her out, and the lady was so grateful. But it was just funny. I've never had a rescue where we had to actually almost go in after construction.
So is that camera a standard issue? Do they if you're going out to stuff like that, do you always have one of those with you?
What's that? The camera?
The camera, yeah.
Yeah, it's a permanent tool on our rescue.
Oh yeah, it makes sense and easy to use.
Yeah, it's actually cordless. It has one of those like the DeWalt type batteries.
Yeah.
Where you can use them in different tools. So we actually have a whole selection of like cordless tools. We have saws and drills and things like that. We need if we just need that kind of thing on a call. And this camera happened to be one of the things that Home Depot sells. And so
all right.
I want to get one.
Yeah, I want to get one too.
I want to see what it looks like down my drain. I want to see what it looks like.
Thanks, Ed.
Right?
Yeah. Appreciate it.
I wonder what it looks like under there.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have this this summer we found that there was a nest in this. We could hear the baby birds.
Yes.
But where it's positioned, we couldn't see it. I had to hold my phone up and try to get a little shot of looking at these birds. And
Wait, in the house?
No, it was outside.
Okay.
We have this little pergola thing. But anyhow, and they were up in the corner. So that would be perfect for something.
I'm going to get one because my cat named Foster, and he was a foster cat. He came from a cat colony. As part of his ear is clipped to let you know that's where he was before. He goes down, halfway down the basement steps, and then jumps up there into the basement ceiling.
Yes.
And I know he's got like an apartment there that he goes to. He'll just come out, and you'll actually see him yawning as he comes out. And I just think, what's going on in there?
He's comes out with a smoking jacket on.
I can't. I want to see what his apartment looks like.
Yeah, I think that's I definitely want to have one of those things. I absolutely.
And the show should have one.
I think I found
in
out
case we want to look up our noses.
I need that. All right. Well, I'm glad it has a happy ending.
Yes.
And that you
She
guys
survived and-
once you were able to locate her, you knew you were going to get her out of there. But with minimal damage, was the question is whether you could do that or not. So
it's always fun to cut a hole in the wall.
Right. Isn't it though?
Brand new.
A new
All right.
wall.
Well, listen, we need to take a break because we have a guest who's going to be arriving in a little bit. Is she in the Acme Lounge?
Yes, she is.
Excellent.
Hey.
Excellent. Well, before we welcome our next guest on board, I'm going to give away 2 more of the passes for Christmas Miracle.
Nice.
Oh, it's a Christmas miracle.
It is day after tomorrow. I can't believe it. And we'll take callers 20 and 21 at 215-263-WMMR. Remember, you have to be at least 21 years of age and able to join us at Parks Casino on Wednesday morning. So give us a call right now, and we would love to see you there. And don't forget, it's the Middle Light Ugly Sweater Edition. Dress appropriately. You might win some prizes that way, too. But you need to know the show in order to have a chance to win some really big prizes. So let's get you on board. Callers 20 and 21. 215-263-WMMR. We're going to return with Ellen Latson, who you remember from the Christmas vacation film, and we'll chat up with her in just a moment or two. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
What's that?
That's how we started talking about.
No, yeah. So
Pants.
Brook Park Peas or Pants, yeah. So anyhow, she said that they are all committed to moving forward as a loving family.
I don't care.
All right, let's see what we got here. A preview of what appears to be Ghost's new single, Rats, has emerged online ahead of the track's official debut.
I can't help but think of Charlie Brown when you say that.
I know. The 26-second excerpt comes comes just days before the full song's rumored arrival on Thanksgiving evening or Friday morning.
Rats.
Rats is taken from the
It's a delightful Charlie Brown story.
Rats.
The Swedish band's upcoming 4th album, for which more details are also said to be arriving at the end of this week. Isn't that funny? That used to be kind of a pseudo curse word for kids.
Yeah.
Rats.
It was akin to the C word.
Yeah.
Was it though?
No.
Oh, it was completely the C word.
Ghost frontman.
What did you just say? Did you say the R word?
R dash.
But I didn't say roads. I said the big one.
Ghost frontman Tobias Forge told Loudwire about Rats when he said, when I was when I was a kid, there was a concert called Moscow Peace Festival. Ozzy Osbourne opened with I Don't Know, and it's such an effing great opening track. He said this was in front of like 80,000 people who went nuts, and I wanted to have that feel with Rats.
What's that? That's Rocky doing the Rocky.
Exactly. Say, do that again. I'm sorry. I would not have even.
No.
I would have never picked up on that.
But Casey did.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, it's the best Rocky ever.
Rocky 4.
Rocky 3 was on last night.
Dear God.
And they're still doing a marathon.
Clubber Lang and Thunderlips.
Yeah.
Yeah. God. That the training sequence, especially with the beach race, which looks like
it's him and Apollo, right?
Oh my God! Yeah, it is.
Palo.
But not to go off on a tangent here, but Adrian's speech on the beach is so. She's a good actress, but not in that scene.
I don't remember. What was it?
You're a fighter. You gotta get up and fight. I married a fighter. Yeah, you don't act too good. I know you're like the Godfather. You were terrific, but you're just literally terrible now.
There's a funny new character, Steve. I'm sure you've seen on SNL. That's every girlfriend in every boxing movie ever.
Yeah. Oh no, I'd love to see that.
It's really good.
Who's doing it?
It's one of the newer actresses. Yeah, and it's on Weekend Update.
Oh, I got to see that.
And it's basically like Renee Zellweger and Cinderella Man and meets Adrian meets
the put upon, long suffering.
Yeah, she's taking the kids to the sister's house, and it's one cliche after another, but it's really funny.
So maybe. There we go. If you have the clip, yeah. So maybe you lose, or maybe you don't, but you gotta fight. Excuse me, now I gotta feed the seagulls. What? They fly down and they eat it right out of your hand. You're an idiot! I'm sorry, were you saying something? I plan on giving up.
Instead of fighting?
Instead of fighting. This guy's a very good fighter.
Yeah.
He's got a mohawk.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mickey protected me.
Wow.
So this was about Ozzy?
No, it was actually about Ghost.
Oh, Ghost.
And then we went to Ozzy, and then we went to Rocky.
Oh, right, Russia.
But it's what we do at the Preston and Steve Show. Ghostman.
My name is Ghostman. Scooby-Doo. Yeah, pleasure to meet you, Ghostman. Can you talk some sense into this bitch? That's how you fight with your woman. Scooby-Doo.
All right, Kevin, we're playing Mashup Madness. You know what to do, right?
Most certainly.
All right, here is the mashup for the two of you. Here we go.
Somebody out?
Kevin.
Kevin. Okay, Kevin.
Kevin, the two songs, please.
Do Me Like the Devil and...
Hang on.
Hold on.
Say that again.
Do Me Like the Devil and...
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No, that's we can't give it to you. Do Me With the Devil is not a correct time.
All right, but it's going to hurt. I have horns on my pee-pee.
But listen, Katie gets to take a shot and ask
Oh, God, this is so much harder when you're under pressure. Well, I do know that it's Running with the Devil.
Okay. And what's the other song?
You know that beat. You know
I
it.
know. Wahoo!
Sing the lyrics in your head.
I can't get it.
Oh, sorry. That means, Kevin, you get to take another shot at it.
Running with the Devil and Celebrate.
Yeah! You got it back! Do me like the devil! All right,
Okay,
Katie.
but lava comes out.
Pedro Almodovar has set the stars for his upcoming film Dolor y Gloria, which is pain and
Baby's Day Out. It's
no, it's pain and glory.
Okay.
His production house El Desio announced that Almodovar will reunite with Antonio Banderas.
Yes.
And Penelope Cruz.
I have worked with him in many pictures. Many of them in my native language of French.
No, not French.
No?
Spanish.
Spanish.
Penelope Cruz as well.
Absolutely.
And it will.
Don't you love me, Antonio? I do. I love you boobies.
It will chronicle a. What do you love?
I love you boobies. They protrude like two fleshy missiles.
It will chronicle. It's so romantic.
Yeah.
You know?
And you snatch is nothing to sneeze at.
Dude.
Totally went there.
It sounds less
what's a
FCC
snatch?
offensive.
When you say snatch?
See, you snatch. It's very trimmed like a Sharpay.
What is a snatch?
It's the little cardboard between your thighs. Your snatch.
Technically, that's not a real word, so you know.
It's not FCC violation.
It's okay.
No.
Should be good.
Yeah.
S-N-A-S-H. Snash.
It's very similar to your gatch.
All right, then.
He says Spanish 101.
Oh, dear God. What I have written in quotations on my info sheet is the word meshies.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys know what it is because Casey told us what this is. But this is from we'll
just say a friend of mine.
A friend of yours and his girlfriend.
Yes, this is years ago.
They eventually get married?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Murder, suicide.
No. That's not what happened. But what age range are we talking when the meshies were happening?
Freshman year in their college.
In college. And they were both virgins?
They were both virgins.
Okay.
And they had dated for a long time in college, and I just assumed
they'd done it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just assumed that and because they were especially he was so committed. Do you know what I mean? Like, so.
Committed to her?
Yes. And it was like one of those deals, like, the first person that touches it, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to marry this person.
Right.
It was like that kind of commitment.
Okay.
And I didn't find out until just a few weeks ago that that whole time, because they had dated, I think, almost all the way up until senior year.
So for years.
Yeah. They never had sex.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, some people make the choice to do that.
Yeah.
But it goes even further. They used to do this thing called meshies. Okay. And
meshies.
This is going to be interesting how you describe this.
It was funny because when I was doing the makeover, Kathy, when your friend Elisa came
she
by,
called them meshies?
she kept calling my shorts meshies.
Like mesh shorts.
And in my mind, I just was laughing.
You were thinking of this.
Because meshies completely means something else now.
Okay.
But so when they didn't actually have sex, but they would mess around with each other.
Is this? Are we? Okay, just to clarify here, is this through the clothes stuff?
So, meshies was a special thing, a special treat that he would receive from her.
Yes.
Where he would have to go put mesh shorts on. Okay.
Okay.
And she would perform on him.
Okay, so this would be no underwear?
No underwear, just meshies.
Okay.
And she would.
She would
She'd
show
use her mouth.
She would use her mouth.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to go and say what she's doing with her
No,
mouth.
she could be yodeling.
Yeah.
Why did he have to have mesh shorts on?
Because they're thinner and as opposed to like denim or something like that, mesh shorts, there's not as much. It's almost like wearing latex, I guess, or something.
I guess
the mesh shorts allows you could feel breath through them.
Yeah.
You could feel. They're aerated a little bit,
right?
So
now,
it's the Swiss cheese of underwear.
But I still don't get why he had to have those on.
Well, so it's one of two reasons, and I'm not really sure, Kathy. I don't know if the mesh material left enough room for the Holy Spirit, or she just didn't. She was grossed out by what was underneath. Like didn't want.
Yeah.
Contact.
Was this? Was it religious reasons?
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
It's one of two reasons. Either
plausible deniability, I think, is what the meshies provided them.
Okay.
Man, that's insane.
Take off the damn shorts. Honestly, that's what I'm thinking. You're really splitting hairs at that point.
Yeah.
We're doing everything to cause you pleasure except for flesh on flesh contact.
The concept of saving yourself from marriage, that's absolutely fine.
Is it?
And for many people, that's I wouldn't besmirch someone who's making that choice and thinks that's totally fine. This is so cheating.
Yeah.
This is so cheating.
Yeah.
Because you are right there.
You're right
and
there.
if you're taking it to Happy Town, if you're going all the way to the end of the line.
How do you get excited about that either? You know
Well, he hadn't had it.
He hadn't had it.
But you're like, oh man, it's like Friday night, but ooh, meshy, go get your shorts on.
All right, I think I was missing the point.
Did you brush your teeth?
I think I was missing the point. It's happening through the shorts?
Yes.
Got it. Got it.
Got it. Steve, did you check under the bed?
Yes. Right. Where are my Oreos?
But wait a minute. So would he...
I can't. There's a siren.
Would he get the ultimate pleasure from that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
He's
can
doing a lot
happen
of laundry, I guess.
when your friend told you about this.
And by the way, friend is not code for me.
Yeah.
No,
it's not.
I didn't believe it was you.
All right.
No, but when your friend...
Meshies is code for you.
When your friend told you about this, was this years later?
Yeah.
Oh, this wasn't during...
the period.
While you knew they were a couple. While they were a couple.
No, because you got to figure this was 94 through 96 or something like that, and I just found out about it this year.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And does he laughably look back at it?
Oh, yeah.
or- okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was because, now it's, he's married, kids, and he's done the full deal and all that sort of stuff. And
But to Nick's point, does he ever mention whether that's sort of a... Okay. Like a little bit of a turn on still?
No,
right?
no. I mean, I just was so blown away because I just assumed that whole time. You know what I mean? They never knew.
People will choose not to, and that's okay.
But Case but he did share with you that was their nickname for it.
Yeah,
they shared that name.
Meshies.
Got to get a meshy tonight.
And I was pissed
That
because
dinner was great. Go get your shorts. Really?
Can I wear the yellow ones? They're the thinnest ones I
They're a
own.
little thin, but all right.
I have a friend, Preston, that does this.
Yeah, this guy says he wears mesh shorts to strip clubs.
Now, my friend wears really thin sweatpants.
His blaming pants.
Without underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah, deliberately.
That was a thing on the Family Guy.
Blaming pants?
Blaming pants. Oh, God.
Say that again?
Blaming pants.
Blaming?
Yeah.
Like that's
going
the
to
noise you make?
Yeah, he was going to strip clubs. I'm going to put on my blaming pants.
The first person in the world to receive 2 facial transplants says he's feeling well 3 months after his latest groundbreaking operation.
Yeah, but his friends are calling him two-faced.
You'd have to. Jerome Hammond had his first transplanted face removed last year after signs of rejection followed a treatment with an incompatible antibiotic during a cold.
Yeah, because it's just as with an organ donation, sometimes the body will reject it. So the first face didn't take.
Well, it was the antibiotics that caused it, though.
Really?
Wow.
Yep.
The medication that's supposed to help it hurt it.
No. It was that wasn't the anti-rejection drugs. So he had a cold and he took antibiotics, and that caused
the
rejection to happen. His new face remains smooth and motionless, and his skull, skin, and features are yet to be fully aligned.
So it basically looks like Kris Jenner.
But he is positive about his recovery.
It is astonishing that someone who's undergone some sort of radically horrific accident or whatever has a shot at having a usable, outwardly normal-looking face.
And you said that he was in the hospital without a face for 2 months?
Yeah, and he couldn't talk at all.
But he could dance.
Man, oh man.
God.
You are the worst ever. God.
I try to see the glasses half full, Kathy.
You should. What an optimist, Steve Morrison.
Or half messed up.
Just watch his feet. Just watch his feet.
Just watch.
Yeah.
Don't look at him in the eye.
Focus on the feet.
Don't look up.
Oh, look at it.
Oh my God, he's great. Give him the mic.
Stop it.
Oh my God.
But now he's fine, so we
this
can't.
is okay.
It would actually be wrong to not joke with him.
It's not okay. I think that this is not okay.
It's probably not okay.
Please welcome Mr. Jason Reitman to our show this morning. Hi, Jason.
Pleasure to be here.
Nice to see you.
One of our great embarrassments on the show here is you came in with Diablo Cody years ago, and we hadn't done our due diligence, and we were just more fascinated with the fact that she had been a stripper at some point and had a little
well, he's getting into a successful Hollywood career.
And here she is, this incredible script writer that that she's become, and you and she seem to really synergize really well. I mean, so when you get a script from her, you just automatically, I see this.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm imagine it's like when you guys met for the first time, you don't realize when you're on a first date of a relationship that's going to last the rest of your life.
Right.
And I met her for the first time, and we went to this bar in L.A., and she ordered a dirty martini, and I got a Diet Coke, because I am the rock and roll of that relationship. And
Diet Coke.
And what has begun is, this relationship where every 5 years we make a movie. It was Juno, and then Young Adult, and now Tully. And I'm looking forward to see the movies we make when we're in our 70s. Our hospice comedy is going to be amazing.
Because you are, as you have said in interviews, her tone and her take on things is changing, as is yours, and now you're a family man yourself. But her ability to write females that, and people in general, but females that are flawed and relatable is uncanny.
Yeah, and look, I think there's kind of a through line between all three films. And this one, Tully, is about that moment when you become a parent and you realize you have to grow up because your younger self is starting to feel like it's a different human being.
Yeah.
In fairness, when you guys came in that time and we talked about her being a stripper.
You guys feel really guilty about this.
We kid you not. We reference this. It actually redirected the trajectory of the show because we said, we got to check up on these people.
Here's why. Because Juno was such a great piece of work. And I think afterwards we're like, holy crap, we missed the boat on talking to her about her writing ability because Juno turned out to be so good. So it did serve as a lesson in
how odd that a woman came on a show and she was objectified for her beauty and her history and never talked about her talent. What an odd moment.
We've gotten better. We've gotten better, though.
We hadn't seen her
talent. Yes.
And I suppose, Jason, that you probably dealt with this a lot of your life as well, because you come from Hollywood royalty, and
because of my stripping background.
You were a stripper.
Yeah, and
you did that skating act.
You did burlesque for like 5 or 6 years. No, because you have a reputation because you're a family, and you've had to prove in yourself. On your own merits, and has that been difficult for you?
My obituary will either begin, director of Juno died today, or son of director of Ghostbusters died today.
And about, you okay? All right, 35 minutes or so. You good? Yeah. I just want to make sure I don't have to do the Heimlich on you. Wow, that sucks. Did you swallow spit down the wrong...
No, I mean, I'm eating oatmeal, and I took a bite like friggin' 2 minutes ago, and I guess there was like a piece of oatmeal stuck in my teeth somewhere.
Do you want me to do the Graftenberg on you?
Can you give me a tracheotomy, please?
Yeah. I'll give you...
Trach first.
Wait a minute.
The G-spot, yeah.
That's the G and G spot.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't know that.
93.3 WMMR.
All right, thank you very much, Kathy. Our next guest is in the studio, and we were actually talking about her last week.
Yes.
As we had Chevy Chase on the program to talk about Christmas Vacation. He was doing a Q&A session in Atlantic City, and Casey had mentioned the fact that we were going to have her here. She played the role of Ruby Sue in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, lives in the Lehigh Valley.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ellen Latson is here in our studio. Good morning, Ellen.
Good morning, guys.
Nice.
How are we?
We're wonderful. How are you?
Excellent.
And by the way, 17 weeks along in your pregnancy.
Yes, indeed.
And this is your first one?
It is my first one. Very exciting.
How do we feel?
We feel well. First trimester is always the worst. But
Yeah.
second, feeling a lot better. Just trying to get a lot of sleep.
And you're not finding out what you're having.
Correct.
Gonna be
We're
surprised.
gonna wait till the birth.
Okay.
You know what though? Like, I know so many stories of people where the nurses are like, "Oh, she's doing great." Like, have you specified them? Like, told them we do not want to know?
Yes, and in fact, it's funny that you say that because last week I had my monthly appointment with my doctor, and I was talking to a woman in the waiting room. And she had her son, and I'm like, oh, how far along are you, and whatever, and she said, yeah, with my son. I told her that we weren't going to find out, and she said, yeah, with my son, we didn't want to find out, and then we went in for an ultrasound at 35 weeks, and the tech didn't ask and said, oh, he's whatever, and I said, oh my God, that's devastating, and I said I would be so pissed off of that.
Sure. So how?
Totally, yeah.
What kind of? I mean, obviously, I think everyone can understand. Oh, cool. Okay, you want to do that. But what kind of? That's almost like a CIA operation to make sure everyone is informed of your intent.
It's true, and I think people have asked, and I think that's something that is sort of comes with the territory. And what this woman had said to me was, everybody was asking with every appointment, and I think that I just sort of took for granted that was what they would do, and I didn't think to say. And it's funny because when I spoke to her, I said, "You're the second person this week to tell me that," so it really freaked me out.
Now I actually know. I can see it from the ultrasound.
You can tell?
I can, yeah. Yeah, it's real simple. I mean, and I won't tell you the secret. But
Yeah, no, don't tell her.
Yeah, really.
Ellen,
right.
my brother and sister-in-law had twins, and when it was during COVID that she got pregnant, and so her first ultrasound, she was by herself. My brother had to wait in the car, and they said to her, "Well, here's baby A and here's baby B," and she was like, "What does that mean? What do you mean baby A and B?" Like they didn't. I was like, nobody said, "Okay, this is her first appointment." Like she doesn't know yet that there are two babies in there.
Yeah, when we went for our first ultrasound, my doctor was like, "Okay," and I can confirm that there's only one in there, and I was like, "Thank God."
Well, by the way, I know you keep a blog, and roadtomama.com is your website.
Cool. Yes,
People can follow along, and that's cool that you're chronicling what's happening. But we definitely want to ask about Christmas Vacation a little bit. It is
Go ahead.
The time of year. Here's the clip, a very tender moment with Ellen, her character Ruby Sue, with Clark, Chevy Chase, and she asks him about Santa Claus.
Uncle Clark, Are you Santa Claus?
Oh, man. It's just adorable. How old were you when you shot the film?
I was not quite 9.
Okay. And had you done some roles before then?
Yeah. So I got my start as the daughter in Fatal Attraction.
Oh,
that's right. We'd heard of it.
Yes.
Yeah, my bunny was boiled.
They're basically the same story, though, Christmas Vacation.
Totally.
Well, let me ask you, because we're looking at a screen capture, and when you are talking Uncle Clark, you are holding a stuffed animal, are you not?
It's different than my uni. So uni was the, excuse me, the stuffed animal that I had in Fatal Attraction. It was my own personal unicorn that my grandfather had given me when I was 2 years old and my most prized possession. So no, uni did not make an appearance in Christmas Vacation.
In Christmas Vacation, did they have you, was that a wig you were wearing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, 'cause that's a mop.
Well, what's funny about it is that the hair that I had back in 1989 was, and I know my mom's going to kill me for saying this because this has been oh, there I am right there.
Yeah.
This has been a running argument with us for decades. But what she called a bob, she cut my own hair, but it was a mullet.
Oh, my God. So she did it and screwed it up.
So, no, I mean, no, it was perfect according to what she wanted it to look like. But, yeah, so and what's ironic to me about, the fact that they wanted to put me in a wig was that I was supposed to be white trash. And so I was like, I thought the hair was perfect, but, apparently they didn't think so. So it was a wig.
So this movie has, it was great from the get-go. It was hilarious. It was one of those rare follow-up films that did as well or better than the original because it came out after National Lampoon's Vacation, which was huge and hilarious.
And ticked off all the right things.
And then this one came along and you're like, wow, this is as good or better, which a lot of times does not happen, and has now entered the pantheon of must-views around Christmas and has been for a long time. And, I've just recently, they've really stepped up airing it a lot, I think,
it's every day.
From what I've noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because they used to kind of have a lock on, which networks sort of own the rights or, whatever it was, because it really only be on TV, network TV once a year.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's on a lot of different streaming streaming platforms that I see, which I'm like, great, get the the royalties rolling in.
Yeah.
But and they just, I know that you guys had covered the fact that, and I think that was how I found out about it was from your show, the fact that they were doing the 24-hour marathon right after Thanksgiving. Which is like, I'll take that all day.
Yeah. So at 9 years old, you've got to have plenty of memories. That's not like young enough to where you're like, I don't really recall a lot of that, but I bet you remember quite a bit of that experience.
Yeah. I mean, I as I was saying to Kathy, I remember a lot of my acting. I started when I was 6 years old and starting acting at such a young age, it makes you mature. And so I think that I was, really cognizant of the things that were going along.
You had to be observant. Yeah.
You're also working with adults,
Yeah, exactly. And so I had to be kind of a young adult from such a young age, but it gave me the opportunity to really to observe, like you said. But yes, I have tons of memories.
When I look back on memories of my own life when I'm 9, 10, 11 years old, I will often, those memories are informed by pictures and or video. Are your memories of doing Christmas Vacation informed by the movie itself, or do you have separate memories that are just yours of nothing to do with actually watching the movie, seeing it afterwards?
I would say both. I mean, I was living my life outside of the set, and so a perfect example is where we were staying. It was filmed in Burbank at Warner Brothers Studios, and we were staying up the road at a place called the Oakwood Apartments, which is actually a sort of a famous place. It's where Corey Haim died, and a lot of people have lived over the years, and so. We had a whole life that we lived outside of the set. And so I have tons of memories of being at the Oakwood and meeting and becoming very good friends with Jennifer Love Hewitt and Elijah Wood and his older brother, Zach. And, so like running around there and being, a 9-year-old and a 13-year-old as my older sister was when we were cruising around. But
you were all contemporaries at that point. Right?
Yes, exactly. And so, which was cool. I mean, and it was the 80s, so it was quite a time to be alive. But but that's a good question, Nick. I mean, I would say that having access to watching the movie and seeing it all the time, it definitely does kind of fire those synapses to be like, oh yeah, like, looking at a prop or, a certain part of the set and being brought to certain memories. So
Well, the funny thing is that, and we tend to think this when someone's on a movie, we think, our default perception is, oh, they must be there every day, seeing everything that's going on. But there were certain scenes you were in and certain scenes you were not required to be on set. But what was the ratio of the times you were required to be on set?
I mean, from my recollection, I was there all the time.
Okay.
And, there were certainly times that I was on call, but, not filming and certainly around to be able to watch certain scenes. But, one sort of example is that there was a different soundstage that they used for Margot and Todd's house.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And so I think it was my last day on set. I was leaving and sort of saying goodbye, and I wanted to meet Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and so they brought me onto that soundstage so that I could meet her. And then I'm like, okay, see you. Like, I'm flying back to New York now, so.
Oh, that's wild.
That's pretty cool. I mean, listen, I love the movie so much that any sort of little tidbits of information, I can't get enough of it. And the fact that it was one of my favorite movies of all time is Lethal Weapon. So the fact that it was Murtaugh's house is the Griswold house is awesome. But also another little piece of information that I love is in the very beginning of the movie, when Clark and the Griswolds have that run-in with those dudes in the pickup truck. The pickup truck that they're driving in is Kurt Russell's pickup truck from Overboard. Did you know that?
Did you guys talk about that on the show? Because I feel like I may have heard that.
No, it's true.
Before.
Yeah, he's right.
Well, you know what's funny about that too is that, excuse me, when I was watching the movie, I don't know, a few weeks ago, I noticed for the first time that truck is a 4-door, which is like so random.
Yeah.
I'm like, I never noticed that before. But no, I did not know that about Kurt Russell.
There's actually this, I think, I don't know what's made it that much more robust this year, but maybe it's because I don't think it's literally on every night. There's some place to watch it now immediately, as you're talking about all those streaming services and so on and so forth. But all these things are coming out, and apparently there is this legendary scene that was shot just before and you would not have been there for this, but when they go to cut their own tree, there was an exchange with a guy who was running the farm where you went and cut your own tree that was extended a little bit more, and he was a real, seedy kind of guy. So was there anything that you shot that you remember not ending up in the film?
Oh God, that's a good question. Geez, I'm sure that there are examples, but like off the top of my head, I can't.
Did Glenn Close come storming in?
Right, totally. They cut out the part where they boil snots. But
what were they using for snot?
God, I don't know. I don't think I want to know.
It's so disgusting.
Well, with Christmas around the corner, you do cameos. So do the cameos skip up after around this time of year?
This is the second year that I'll be doing them, and I was actually really surprised that they didn't go off last year. So I'm kind of hoping that this will help boost some sales. But yeah, they've been awesome. Kind of coming up, and this is my opportunity to say, hey, Christmas is right around the corner, so why not give the gift to Ruby Sue? But yeah, it's funny because when I first signed up, they said, oh, we're trying to get Chevy on here and Beverly's on here and Miriam Flynn, and we'd love to do some sort of a reunion. And I'm like, that's great, put that together. I would totally do that.
Miriam Flynn was your mom.
Correct.
Right. Yeah. And she was a great character actress.
Oh yeah.
And she's still alive? Is she still working?
Yeah.
Okay. Because she popped up in a whole bunch of stuff. What were your recollections? Chevy was very complimentary about Randy Quaid. What was your memories of
I have sort of the fewest memories of Randy. I think that I interacted with him the least, but he was always super nice and, great guy. And it's funny because when the doo-doo hit the fan with him, a decade or so ago, I was living and working in San Francisco, and some hard copied Inside Edition type show came out of the woodwork and
reached
called,
out to you.
through my work phone, which I was like, how the hell did you find me? But they were like, we would like you to come on and talk about Randy, and I think that they were hoping that I would say all these salacious things, and I'm like, they didn't end up airing it because I said, he was a really nice guy, and I can't really say anything to exactly. So,
what we want.
The Harry Potter, they had this 25th anniversary reunion thing, and it was really great. And you had mentioned earlier that there were very few kids on the set of Christmas Vacation. There were a handful of them, but they one of the things that we're reminiscing about was how the adults were really accommodating to the kids and really playing to them and having fun. Did you get that sensation
absolutely.
from some of the crew and cast?
For sure.
Yeah.
It sounds cliche, but we really were a big family. It was a total ensemble cast, and the crew was all very tight and
seasoned pros. I mean, the grandparents, as Preston pointed out, when we were talking to Chevy, you had some of the great character actors of all time.
Oh yeah, Doris Roberts and Diane Laden. Yeah, totally. And everybody was wonderful. Meg Questel was just like a doll.
She was. I mean, the great part you can see because she'd been in films for the longest time, and you could see her when she would move her body. She was moving it in the old style
Betty Boop.
Betty Boop
totally.
way.
She was the voice of Betty Boop. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, and it should be noted that actually there were, so even though there were, I guess, 4 kids total in the movie, and Cody Berger being one of them, who I am still in touch with. He played Rocky.
How old was Johnny Galecki?
Johnny was 14 at the time, I think, and I had the biggest crush on him. Oh yeah, it's funny because like I am mortified myself when I go back and watch the movie and see all the times where I like want to be next to him and I'm like putting my hand on his shoulder. I'm like, oh my God, it's so obvious. But Johnny actually had a bunch of siblings, and Cody lived in the Valley, so he wasn't at the Oakwood, but the rest of us were staying there, and we became friends with his, the Galeckis, and he had a bunch of siblings, and so even though they weren't in the movie, I felt like we, and my sister as well,
so
there were a
cool.
bunch of kids that were around. But yeah, I mean, all the adults were super accommodating and really sweet, and
Somebody texted in and wanted to know, are her eyes still uncrossed? And I can say yes, unequivocally.
For now, right?
Yeah.
Did you have to do schooling on set? Or?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, any time I was working and it was during the school year, I would have a tutor.
How long was the filming? How long did it last?
It's like 3 months.
And when did they shoot? What time of year?
May to July, I think. I remember wrapping before I turned 9, which is in late July.
Unless I'm incorrect, I believe the movie came out in the summer when I...
December 1st.
Was it December 1st?
Okay.
For some reason, I remember sitting and not unless I went back to see it again. But yeah, wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
okay.
December
I've always
1st
had a
release date.
perception of seeing it that way. But as Preston said, instantly it became it was so spot on, the John Hughes material, and initially I know he had written all that stuff came from the National Lampoon.
Yep.
And so was he around at any time, John Hughes?
Not really. I mean, I met with him during the casting process, and he was a doll.
Yeah.
What's that like? And do you have any recollections of that whole?
I do. So one of the reasons why I was brought in at all was because, besides the fact that I was a brilliant young actress, but
starred in Fatal Attraction, stole the movie.
Totally.
Yeah.
Thank you. So the casting directors for Christmas Vacation were the same as Fatal Attraction. Risa Bramon Hopkins Risa Bramon and Billy Hopkins. And so they had a relationship with me, and they knew that I had good stuff, and so they brought me in, and I went through the same process. Met with them. They wanted to, then bring me on, and I met with John Hughes and Jeremiah Chechik, the director, and I got the part. So.
It's an awesome thing. Yeah.
Just tuning in, Ellen Latson is here with us. She played Ruby Sue and Christmas Vacation, but also in Fatal Attraction as well. Going to Fatal Attraction, Michael Douglas,
Ann Archer,
all them. Did you guys have a good time? Acting with them?
Mostly I had a great time. I mean, I was super young and took to it really, really well, and it was sort of a fluke thing getting the part in Fatal Attraction. I got the part out of like 2,000 girls nationwide. It was an open audition, and I was 6, and it was kind of a lark, and it all sort of happened, and so
there was such an explosion around that movie when it came out. I mean, it happened at the I believe the beginning of the AIDS situation, and so there was just a big push for general, not screwing around and not being careful about what you did. And I remember that was it was huge. Were you able at that age to perceive any of that furor over the movie? Or
Oh, definitely not.
Okay.
And for me, because it was all new, I didn't have any sort of a career prior to this.
Right.
This was a brand new life for me, but yet something that I adapted to really quickly and really loved. And they always called me a natural because a 6-year-old that comes on set, and my mom used to say, I never saw you more focused than when you were in front of the camera. Wow. But Michael Douglas, Ann Archer, Glenn Close, everybody, Adrian Lyne, the director, they all loved me, and it's funny because I was and still am, such a gregarious kid.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to establish relationships with everybody that I was around, and so the tutor actually that I had during that movie, Leah, she was like my second mom because she was around a lot. And the first AD, Bob Girolami, like he was like another dad to me. And
I have to imagine that so for a kid to perceive that, I think liken it to going to a summer camp and leaving and being, it's sort of a jarring experience for a kid to wrap. Okay, they're no longer in your life anymore.
Totally. And that's why my mom ultimately decided that she didn't want me to go out for any commercials because, they were these quick rap projects. And she said, you were somebody that was so invested and wanted to get to know the people that you were working with that, it would seem like kind of a more soulless environment where, you weren't really going to have the opportunity to get close with anybody.
So acting didn't turn out to be a lifetime profession for you. You did it for a few years. What made you switch gears a little bit?
So I acted from age 6 to like age 15, and I grew up in Westchester County in New York, which is just above the Bronx and a half hour away from New York City. So I was in those days able to go to school, and then my afternoon activities weren't like going to play soccer or learn piano; they were to audition.
Yeah.
But then I ended up going to boarding school in Vermont. At age 15 because I needed some structure apparently.
Okay.
And so that just kind of took me out of the loop. And at 15, that's a crucial turning point in one's development. And so, I was like going through puberty and becoming a young adult, and it was not feasible for me to really like come home and audition when I'm up in rural Vermont going to boarding school. And, I did go on like a handful of auditions. I think that I came down, and actually Adrian Lyne wanted me to audition for his version of Lolita, which did not happen.
Did not happen. It's hard to surpass Kubrick, right? Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So, oh, right. Yes, exactly. So, and then I actually, the producers and whoever went through a lot of hoops to try to find me to come down and audition for Queen Amidala for the Star Wars prequel.
Wow. That's freaking crazy.
Yeah, totally. And I think in their mind they were looking sort of for a more like perennially young,
right?
Sort of like the princess from the Neverending Story type,
right?
And here I was, this like very voluptuous 15-year-old that did not quite fit the vision in their head.
Would you at this point? Obviously, you have a child on the way, and all of this stuff, and wonderful things happening in your life. At some point, I mean, like regional theater or anything, is that bug still within you, or is it being fed other ways?
It is, and I'm. For years, I thought that door was closed for me. And when I was living in LA 7 or 8 years ago, I actually, started a foray into a podcast about the child acting industry, which never came to fruition. But in sort of working on that project, I really was looking inside of myself and unearthing these feelings that I'd buried way down about my acting and about my acting experience. And I said, I had this jarring realization that I had never been more passionate about anything that I'd ever done in my life. And I was, really kind of like chasing this dragon of finding whatever that passion is. And I said, maybe I do want to continue acting in some, way, shape, or form. And
That's
so
wild. Yeah.
These days, what I would like to do is voiceover. That's kind of what I would really love to do. I'm working on setting up a studio in my home so that I can work from there. And
it's never been easier to do it.
It's true.
And to get, it used to be laughable, the concept of recording audio for a national show or a commercial or animated thing. and now it's as easy as can be.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have a two-part question. You've mentioned your mom a few times. Do you have a good relationship with your mother? And also, did you see any nightmare parents when you were ever on set? Like, helicopter moms and that, especially
moms.
in that, stage moms in that world.
I love my mother very, very much. We have a very good relationship, and she lives up in New York within driving distance for me, which is good because I can go and see her, but she's not going to pop up on my doorstep, which I can say about all my family. But yeah, I mean, and she was not at all. My parents, their number one concern was like, we are only going to do this as long as you want to and are comfortable with doing it. And so, she was super supportive, but I don't know that I ever really, while I was on set, ran into that, but I certainly saw it in auditions all the time. All the time.
Here's a random question. What kind of music you into?
I know the answer to this.
Yes, Casey does. So, I mean, all types. My mom always listened to classic rock growing up, and my sister and I were like, oh, this sucks, turn on Z100, and the right.
Yeah.
You know about Z100.
Absolutely.
You're from New York.
Yes, absolutely.
And so, but I secretly really loved it. So Talking Heads was my first love because that was my mom's favorite band.
But you're way into
Fish.
And when did you hop on?
Is that how
tour?
you guys connected?
Well, that's where I met her. I met her at
that's where we
Fish in
met.
Atlantic City in
Oh, no
August.
kidding.
Yeah.
I saw him coming.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, Casey. And he was like, hey, because I'm sure that you get this a lot when people.
Yeah, but we had never met before. But
No.
I knew that we you were talking to John Brazier. You saw him at the
Yes.
Dead show, and so I knew that you and I had been in the same settings from time to
Right.
time,
So
but I
we-
didn't know what you looked like.
Yes, exactly. And it's funny because, there's my girl Abby and her husband
Picture
Michael.
of her at a Fish concert.
Yeah. So I went to my first Fish show in '97, but I wasn't into it at that point, which I'm like kicking myself now for having missed out on all these
97,
years.
98, 99.
Yeah, I mean, I was 17 at the time, so I
Is this post boarding school?
it was during boarding school.
Wow. So that little act of rebellion.
I mean, a little
Yeah.
bit, but I was seeing music for years and always going to live shows. But I was really into the Dead at that point, and I think that I felt like a lot of people, in the Dead community sort of jump ship to Fish, and I'm like, this band is stupid. And, they're total posers, and they're like talking about like possums, and this guy like wears a dress, and what's the deal with that? But it wasn't until 2012 that I like really understood. And so I went to Bonnaroo that year, and with the help of some friends and some extracurriculars, I was able to kind of understand it. And that was my fourth show at that point. I'd seen them again in 2010 and 2011, and I was like kind of warming to them, but then I finally got it.
How many shows have you been to?
Yeah.
91.
Wow.
So I've been seeing them since 1995 with 0 breaks, and I've only seen them in the 60 range. I think the night I saw you was my 61st show.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
I
it
thought
was
I
my
saw a lot.
90th when I saw you. So
Do you know anybody in the band, or I mean, have you struck up a friendship with anyone?
not in the band,
Yeah.
but like most of the people that I cruise with, in my community are all old Fish heads and are all in that orbit. And
Very
so-
familial.
Yes,
Yeah.
with a PH.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But I'll be, as I was telling Casey, I'll be going to the New Year's run. I'll be going to all 4 shows, but not doing really any after partying because Mama's gonna be tired.
You can be a fish mama. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Baby's first Fish shows.
Is the baby daddy a Fish fan?
Ed, hi Ed, I love you. He is not so much. He's coming around.
Okay. He tolerates for now.
Well, so like I've brought him to a couple shows. He went to his first Fish show in like 2002. He doesn't really remember it, and I always joke, I'm like Trey doesn't either. So, but yeah, he enjoyed it. I brought him to one of the New Year's makeup shows in April, and we had a great time. And then I brought him to Merriweather this summer and had fun. And so, I think that like he's not. He definitely wouldn't admit it. But I think that he's ready to jump on board as much as he's able to. But for me, it's great because I have a husband who, he loves live music. I mean, Tedeschi Trucks Band is his like favorite, and Allman Brothers. That's like the reason that we connected. our love of that band. But so he really loves live music. But it's great for me because I have a husband who will not only tolerate but actually probably enjoy it a little bit.
Yeah.
But then I can, maybe leave the baby with him for a little while and go and sit on tour. So
My wife and I, so she's, we see eye to eye pretty much on a lot of stuff, but the bands that she'd be more inclined to want to see, there's a percentage of them, go have a good time with your friends on. It's because you need that. You need stuff that you agree on and stuff that you go enjoy.
That's him.
That's
Ed.
Oh, there you go. Very nice.
Good looking fella.
Yeah.
I think so, too.
Nice. Well, this is cool. Thank you for coming by and sharing the
Thank you,
stories and all that
guys.
stuff. We love your character. You did such a great job, and it's such a
Appreciate
great
that.
movie, and it's getting more and more airtime as the holidays keep coming around. And
It's revered.
Yeah, it's really awesome. So thank you so much, and we
Thank
hope
you
you have a great
guys.
Christmas.
Yeah,
and
and the
everything.
same to
Good luck
you.
with that baby.
Thanks. Yeah. And, for anybody that wants to follow along my journey, road to mama, MOMMA.com.
And also Cameo, if you
Please.
want to do a quick search on Ellen Latson. Can people type in Ruby Sue and find you that way?
They
or-
might. I
Okay.
think that's a key word, but,
Yeah.
Ellen Latson. That's the best way.
We'll pop the information up so people can.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I sure appreciate that.
And let's give some love to Ellen Latson. Thank you for being
Love
here.
you guys.
All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back in just a moment, so stay close, dear friend.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Extension. I came back and I'm coming through the entrance, and there was a white, I don't know if it was like a Suburban or something like that was in a ditch, so far so that it was laying on its side.
Yeah. I
saw that.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it too.
I came upon it,
Kong
Kathy, and Sayadala Kong Kong. No, I came upon it, Kathy. It must have been shortly after the windshield wipers were still going. They had flashers on.
wow.
And I couldn't stop. I wanted to help, but I'm like, if I stop, I'll get stuck too, and it's just going to make the problem worse. So I just kept on going. I know. Good luck. I felt so bad, but I thought that I would.
That's when the wood split. Oh, she's got it. Yeah.
I thought that it would compact the problem if I stopped, and then the next day when we checked out and left, it was still sitting there.
yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I wouldn't have been able to done anything anyway.
That thing was fully on its
It was
side. What
on
could you
Was
have
there
done?
anybody in it?
Yeah.
Because when I passed it,
I don't know.
There were people helping someone out of it. So
Yeah.
there was like I guess Jack Frost security or somebody was assisting.
There had to have been somebody still. Wait, did you go back to the resort?
No.
No, this is on the way to the resort.
Oh, because there
This
was
is
another
across the highway.
There was another
Okay.
vehicle, a similar vehicle on its side, exactly as you're describing.
Okay, but the wipers
a
were still
lot.
on, the lights were, the flashes were on, so it was still running. So people were probably inside of it.
When you were going through the wallet. Yeah.
I just. I had to make a decision.
Some money? Credit cards?
Quickly, and I decided to keep going.
Nice.
Yeah.
New app? New iPhone.
Wow. Well, that's interesting. It's. I'm glad you got out of there, though, Christy.
Me too.
I could see you, yeah.
It sounded pretty bizarre.
Are you a good girl?
Yeah.
Oh
Wow.
my God! Don't do that ever again.
Yeah.
Did you get her number at least?
I did, yeah. She wanted me to text her when I got home, but I didn't because I was afraid she
Should we
was
call
gonna.
her?
Hi, Christy. It's me from the mountain. You remember me?
Her name was Mary, by the way.
Mary's
Yeah.
my name.
I wonder if she remembers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, she documented pictures and everything.
No, we did not take pictures. I refused.
Really? So what, was she looking for a selfie or was she going to pose you?
Well, she wanted to take a selfie outside, but I had already taken my shoes off at that point. I was like, oh, it's too much to put my shoes back on. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. That's how you come.
Oh, that's the way it's gonna be.
Well, all right. Well, cool. Are you now? You said you're not used to driving in the snow. You know what's funny is the thing you said to me this morning. You go, "I'm from New Jersey. I don't know how to drive in the snow." I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about? It snows all the time here in the winter."
Well, I just meant
How
like
old are you?
up 23.
Okay.
I just meant like up in mountain snow. I could drive in New Jersey snow.
New Jersey snow, not mountain snow. Okay. Because New Jersey snow has jug handles and mountain snow doesn't.
Exactly. Yeah, it's much easier.
All right. Thank you, intern Christy, with her story of survival in the Poconos on Friday during a nor'easter.
You know her experience as psycho.
Yeah, exactly. In yet another case of medical negligence, In India, the severed leg of a victim was allegedly used at Maharani Medical College as a pillow to prop up the man.
What? This is just amazing what's going on here. When you're traveling, you have your junk in a tuna can, and now human limbs are being used as pillows.
The victim claimed...
I sort of missed the iguana story.
That hospital staff used his amputated leg under his head as a pillow.
Does that feel better?
After the case came to light,
thank you.
The college principal assured strict action against those found guilty. She said he was given immediate medical aid. The doctor looked for something to raise his head.
First, I created my pillow. Now, my leg. A revolution in sleeping. You're going to love it.
For the best sleep in the whole wide world, visit myleg.com.
That was pretty damn good, guys.
Thank you.
You're going to love it. The leg contours to your head.
So the doctor looked for something to raise his head.
There is nothing around like a new
shirt
something?
you can wad up or something.
A shirt?
Okay, so Preston had thrown out the stat in the last 4 seasons. Villanova's won more games than any other program in America with 129 wins. And you're... Go ahead.
Only one camp out for Cahunger shootout. In all
there we go. That stat is missing from the page.
Still gnawing at me.
There's always next year, man. There's always next year.
I got to tell you, impressive. Perhaps you can clarify this. There's another stat on this page we have here. Apparently, Coach, you're the most well-endowed head coach for 16 seasons standing.
No.
Am I reading that correctly?
No. He's been Villanova's William J. Finneran endowed head coach.
Oh, you skipped a few words.
I'm sorry. Very different. I misread that. I apologize.
I mean, he's everything. He's probably that too.
I guess those extra words make a difference.
You are officially out of your mind.
It's William Finneran endowed, not well.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misread that.
Endowed.
You know what? There's a number of prestigious programs that have endowed coaching positions, and I've never heard that.
You can teach typing, and that's fine, but you're I think you're going to default to whatever you're most comfortable with anyway. You know, like
the Hunt and Peck thing.
Yeah,
I was taught, and I still do it.
I know, but like Jim Antes, for instance, have you ever seen him type?
Is that a Hunt and Peck guy?
He is our general sales manager, and he uses his whole left hand and then his right index finger, and that's how he types.
All right,
and
I've
that's
seen
what
people
works for him.
that just use the 2 index fingers and
fast.
fly.
Yeah.
It's hilarious to watch. Marissa?
All right, going back to cleaning out the keyboards, I actually find it very soothing, kind of like getting a nice piece of earwax out. Have you ever turned over your keyboard and dumped out all the dirt that's in it?
No.
Can we do it to your keyboard that's right here?
Yeah. Go. I don't think. That keyboard. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Tons. This is an old.
Oh my God.
Gross.
It's a Microsoft keyboard here.
It's going to be bad.
Really?
Ooh.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, there's a fingernail fell out.
You little slimy bastard.
A fingernail fell out.
That's disgusting.
Burn it.
Oh my God, Preston. That's a pubic hair.
Oh my God.
That's great.
I don't want to hit any of the keys here.
Marissa ran away from the microphone.
So, attorney Marty Singer has filed court papers demanding that FX provide him with all 10 episodes of Trust, a forthcoming series about J. Paul Getty III's 1973 kidnapping.
I'm back,
You're gonna
bitches.
I'm sorry?
I'm back, bitches.
Marty Singer.
Marty Singer's back and into his A. And the show Trust about the Getty family, is that the one you're talking about?
Yes.
They believe it's felonious, ridiculous, and absurd.
Okay.
And the family plans to vigorously fight the allegations and accusations made by this ridiculous series starring Donald Sutherland.
Donald Sutherland's in it?
Yes, Donald Sutherland plays John Paul Getty Sr.
Okay. Could you please bring me up to speed? I don't know the story. I may or may have forgotten about the
There was a kidnapping, right?
Yeah.
And there were always allegations that the son or grandson arranged his own kidnapping.
Okay, so it was a
right to what I remember, and I'm going to have to say I'm maybe
so the
one notch
grandson-
closer to what than you are.
So there was a
kidnapping, a ransom,
and the grandson's trying to get it himself.
And the family's stance on it was they never pay ransom.
So Marty Singer, yes, has filed court papers demanding that they provide him. Marty has to see all 10 episodes of Trust.
I filed those mother effers.
And
I said kabooyah.
In court papers, Singer claims the show defames Getty family members and hints at a possible lawsuit.
It defames, it defrauds, and it's not delightful.
Is it delovely?
It's not even delovely.
Okay.
It's disgusting.
Marty is representing Getty's sister.
Betty Getty.
No.
Betty Getty?
Yes, I'm Betty Getty's lawyer.
No. Ariadne?
Go with Betty.
Okay.
It rolls off the tongue better.
It does.
In court, it's going to be more impressive.
It's Ariadne, I guess.
Ariadne. It's not even a name. It's a rash you get on your balls.
That's not even a word. Ariadne.
Those aren't even letters.
Ariadne, those are not.
I bet you it's like Adrian or something, and
it's a typo.
Yeah,
and they misspelled it. I don't know.
I submit to the court that it's a typo.
The court papers filed to Trust exec producers Danny Boyle and Simon Beaufoy.
Oh, they're the producers of the series, the miniseries.
Yes,
we
hate. That we hate?
Yes.
The claims that Getty's kidnapping resulted in 9 arrests and 2 convictions, but that Trust outlandishly makes it appear as if members of the Getty family were actually complicit in the kidnapping and that the crime had been faked in an attempt to dupe grandfather and billionaire J. Paul Getty out of millions of dollars for the benefit. So,
but it was not as if there was not that rumor floating around.
Right.
They're just taking that angle. But I can see where the family would be upset.
Yeah, and by the way, his statement was, "This is outrageous.
It's outrageous and disgusting. It's not delightful. It's not lovely.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's not even swonderful."
Tiger Woods and ex-girlfriend Kristen Smith are fighting a legal battle as she's trying to get out of a non-disclosure agreement that she signed at the end of their relationship.
Is this the Perkins waitress?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Smith, who dated Woods from 2015 to 2017, so they were together for a while, claims that the agreement isn't enforceable for an undisclosed reason, and the two are in arbitration over her attempt to get out of it.
I wonder how legally binding, and we're seeing these things put to the test, these NDAs, these non-disclosure agreements are. You know, I mean, how
Wait, for a girlfriend, though?
Yeah.
I don't get that.
They said it's not uncommon, though. TMZ Sports cited a source as saying Woods has threatened to release embarrassing pictures of Smith if she doesn't comply with the terms of the NDA.
Is that legal?
Which he reportedly offered her an undisclosed sum to sign, although it's not clear if she accepted it. Now, that's rumors.
Sure.
Smith reportedly believes Woods cheated on her during their relationship, and that's why they broke up. Woods had several affairs while he was married to ex-wife Elin Nordgren. It's not uncommon for pro athletes or celebrities to have romantic partners sign NDAs so that if they break up, the other person can't publicly disparage them or harm their reputation.
Well, you can see that also because if you're a high-profile sports star, you can be targeted for that reason.
But at what point do you do that? Is that like a second date thing?
right before the handy.
Yeah.
Right before the hand.
Could you sign this, please?
Listen, since you have one hand available, sign this.
And I bet you it's
Here's
not.
a pen.
I bet you it's not them though. Like the person saying, "Hey, here, sign this."
My name is Marty Singer.
Yeah,
Before you
seriously.
proceed with that manual stimulation, I have a few documents you'd sign. And by the way, I'd recommend you use a hand lotion.
Yeah.
My client tends to chafe about the genital region.
He's in the back seat.
Right.
Well, but
I
it's a
see
way.
your head making a trajectory towards his lap, and before we enter into this realm of oral gratification, there are a few documents I'd like you to sign. Don't worry, the notary is in the trunk.
Yeah, but it's a way for them to say, "Well, they make me do it. You have to sign it." Like not to put it on them.
It's exactly. You're exactly right. That's a perfect deflection.
Yeah. He can't give her pleasures until that's how they pitch it.
Pleased to meet you. You're a lovely young woman, and I'm sure you're going to make him have many orgasms. But before we enter into that, please stand in front of this cyclorama. I need to take a picture of it.
Speaking of boner dreams,
Okay.
Have you ever finished an entire?
Of course.
Really?
Never.
I never have.
Of course.
I never
I thought that
A
always
nocturnal emission?
No, yeah, no.
I thought that always happened when you were like
No.
teenagers.
It
No.
happens to some
Never.
people, but not to me.
Oh.
I've had sex dreams where Kathy, the docking is about to happen,
Wait, you were going to do it with another guy? You guys were going to dock together? Oh, okay.
Yeah, not foreskin.
That is a dream come true.
I mean, that's what docking is.
Hi. It's great because I'm not circumcised.
Use a different analogy.
I've got lots to play with.
Man.
You're going to be Soyuz, and I'm going to be the Apollo.
I was trying to think of a way to not say penetration.
You're about to fist a man you met at a bar. No. Yeah, no.
You were about
not docking. You're about to turn around and receive a man into your posterior.
Gay sex with another guy.
No, none of those things.
Oh.
Absolutely none of those things at all.
Oh my God.
Did you do the foreskin thing again, please?
I've lost the foreskin.
Oh my God.
This docking is going to be one for the history books. We're going to be like a Chinese finger puzzle.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
All right, this morning is brought to you by Wawa. It is gift card season, and Wawa is your one-stop shop for all gift cards.
Wawa.
From Wawa gift cards, Wawa gift cards, or a gift card from your favorite brand, Wawa has a gift card for anyone on your list.
Wawa.
A woman died after going overboard on a cruise ship, and passengers who were not let off of the ship when it docked appeared to get into a massive brawl as well.
Yeah, what the hell was that about?
The unnamed 36-year-old passenger fell off the MSC Meraviglia around 5 a.m. Thursday as it was about 18 miles off of Port Canaveral in Florida on its way back from the Bahamas. Coast Guard crews searched for the woman using a 45-foot vessel and a chopper. A pilot boat found her body around 7:30 a.m. Unfortunately, despite the rapid rescue operation, the passenger sustained fatal injuries, which is pretty wild because that other dude that fell off the boat and survived overnight, he made it.
He had a bigger supply of sea sticks, though.
But this gal just, it was essentially the fall that killed her.
The same thing.
It was not immediately clear what caused the woman to go overboard. Then video showed passengers fighting when they weren't allowed to get off of the cruise when it arrived at the port. Women and men lunged at each other as a suited-up man, potentially part of the ship's crew, restrained the heated individuals and tried to break up the fight.
Must have been Gopher.
U.S. Customs and Border Protection officials at the port arrested several passengers. So I don't know, other than these people just wanted to get off of the boat, but they got into a big fight.
Yeah, when I originally saw the story, it was connected to this woman falling off, and I'm like, well, how does one lead to the other?
Yeah, what I didn't see anywhere was if they knew her or if this was just people that were frustrated and wanted to get off the boat and couldn't get off the boat. A Florida man shared video of the moment his dinner was ruined by a hungry black bear that stole the Chick-fil-A delivery order from his front door. This is a bear that did this.
God, I love Chick-fil-A.
And by the way,
I didn't know they had milkshakes.
By the way, his name is Paul Neumann.
The bear?
Yeah, no, the homeowner.
Paul Neumann. I know, I get it all the time. No. And the funny thing is, I have a friend who's a grizzly bear. His name is Robert Redford.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, right?
God.
Because Butch Cassidy and The Sting, and of course people make the connection, but no, I chuckle every time I hear it.
Paul Newman's home security camera captured footage Wednesday when the bear approached the front door of his home and made off with a Chick-fil-A bag. Neumann
There's your commercial.
Could be heard saying in the video that the bag contained 30 nuggets and a large order of fries.
Don't mind if I do.
The bear left the second bag untouched. Neumann said he didn't want the salad, though. Nothing to do with the salad, so he just took the nugs. An American serial killer could be behind the murder of Elizabeth Martinez Segura, and at least two other women in Tijuana. And 25-year-old Elizabeth met the man at a bar in Tijuana where she worked. He was an American. She told her family that he had invited her on a Valentine's date. But after she met him, she disappeared, and her dead body was found on February 17th in Tijuana in the back of an abandoned truck and showed signs of suffering violence. Now, they're saying that they're seeing at least these three women murdered probably by the same man, and they are comparing him to Ted Bundy.
Whoa. Yes. Wow.
Which is kind of weird. The suspect has criminal tendencies associated with violent and psychopathic behavior.
Ted Bundy was brutal.
Oh, very much so. He would beat these women to death. In a country where women are regularly murdered with impunity, the comparison to Bundy immediately stood out. Charismatic and manipulative, he lured his victims, sometimes using props to pretend that he was injured before raping and killing them. Similar to Bundy, they said the American suspect approached vulnerable women, won their confidence, and then took them to places where he could attack and kill them. He and other Mexican authorities who were in this article have declined to give the man's name, saying they don't want to release information that could jeopardize his capture, but they were calling him a Ted Bundy-esque killer, which is terrifying. Hey, this is terrifying too, man. A Washington state couple allegedly took their daughter's corpse on a cross-country road trip some 3 months after she died because, quote, they wanted to spend more time with her.
That's adorable.
Alexander Kuromorov and Mandy Miller now stand accused of one count of failure to notify law enforcement of the death of a child. The couple hails from just outside of Spokane. Police there had previously issued a warrant for their arrest on suspicion of homicide by abuse. The boyfriend and girlfriend were allegedly on the radar of law enforcement in the area after the county coroner called the police and said that their office had been in contact with them. The coroner said he had been contacted by individuals stating that they were traveling from Washington State to Pine Ridge with their deceased daughter. The next day, officers located them. They were at a residence with a U-Haul parked out in front. When confronted by law enforcement, the couple allegedly volunteered that the U-Haul contained a coffin with the dead body of Miller's juvenile daughter inside.
We're going to Wally World.
While the pair were allegedly forthcoming about the trailer's contents, they were allegedly unclear on when the girl died. Koromoryov had stated that the juvenile had died a little before Halloween. Miller told investigators that her daughter died on September 10th. Police alleged that Koromoryov would go on to admit that neither he nor his girlfriend sought medical attention for the child when she died because, quote, Miller wanted to spend more time with her and that he was afraid that they would get in trouble. Authorities later learned that the deceased was Miller's adoptive daughter. Her cause of death is presently unknown. That is disturbing.
Yeah.
All right, then we'll do one more story and wrap it up. An Elkins man is facing felony charges after police say he used Axe body spray to set a dumpster on fire.
Yeah, I believe that.
According to the criminal complaint,
He didn't even need a match.
Filed against Harold Hassell, a sergeant with the police, responded to a call about a fight and a dumpster being set on fire behind the muffler, brakes, and more. When the sergeant arrived...
Yeah, they also sell pizza.
He found a man standing next to the dumpster that had large flames coming from it, and the man was standing in the middle of the road.
Axe is that is very powerful.
The man identified as Hassell, who was by the dumpster, was restrained, and the sergeant took him into his cruiser. When firefighters arrived on the scene, they controlled the fire. Hassell was taken to the police station, where, according to the complaint, he admitted to using a lighter and the body spray to set a dumpster on fire while it was sitting next to an occupied 3-story apartment building. Hassell states that he looked inside the dumpster and he saw parts of syringes before setting the contents on fire. But when the fire began to burn larger than he expected, he pulled the dumpster out into the middle of the street. So at least he did that.
I want to be safe.
Yeah.
Look at the picture of this guy, this mugshot. I should have used your car.
He's got a big handlebar mustache. He was charged with third-degree arson. His bail was set at $10,000 cash. And that is what I have in the bizarre file for you this morning.
What's the other? Is there? There's bod, right, and Axe body spray, right? Are those are the two?
Bod,
like 12 or 13-year-old, or 14.
I'm not familiar with.
These
bod.
are commercials for bod and Axe.
Yeah, Axe is kind of come and gone, hasn't it? They still. I don't know.
No, it's still around.
It's still a thing?
Yeah, my son fell into that trap for a little bit.
Okay.
If you need it for a dumpster fire, it's available.
Yeah.
It can come in handy.
Yeah.
Probably work for campfires and things like that, too.
Absolutely, yeah. Sell it to the military.
All right, we need to take a break. Come back in a second, ask you a lesson question, and get to trash and music news. So we want you to stay close because we won't be gone long. Hang in there.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Cue the jingle.
On another note, as far as Steve, you had said waking up and then you realize, oh, okay, I'm back in the real world.
It's okay.
Have you ever had, and I had one last year where I took a nap and I was really, really tired and I woke up and I didn't know where I was. And it took me a few seconds to figure out where I was.
Yes.
And that was really scary.
I nodded off.
That was really scary. That leads me to believe what like dementia and Alzheimer's might be like.
Yeah, what it might feel like.
Yeah. I mean, because I was in my own room. The most.
It's okay, baby. It's okay. We're still docked and everything is fine. We're totally docked. We're snugly inside the docking bay. Just relax. Just relax. Daddy's gonna cuddle.
Daddy.
I was worried I was not still connected by genitals to another man.
After filing for divorce from David Charvet, after 6 years of marriage, TV host and Dancing with the Stars season 7 champ Brooke Burke opened up about their split on the blog Modern Mom.
Can I guess what the reason was for the split?
Yeah, I haven't read it, so I can't answer.
Too stupid. He was stultifyingly stupid.
The pair share 2 children, Shea, who is 10, and Heaven, who is 11. She also shares...
She really didn't rip the lid off that, did she?
She also shares 2 children, Neria and Syria.
Syria and Neria?
Sierra.
Neria and Syria.
Yeah. But Neria, N-E-R-I-A-H. Well, listen,
this is
Africa. 11, so
I think it's Nariah, maybe.
Nariah.
Okay.
And Soraya.
Yeah, you're right.
Soraya.
Psoriasis and psoriasis and eczema.
Yeah.
Oh.
Diarrhea and psoriasis.
This is leprosy and conjunctivitis.
It's our son Priapism.
She was married to and her sister Ben Penis.
Yeah.
She was married to like the #1 plastic surgeon in Hollywood for a couple of years. So that's where.
And then she got her work done, and then she moved on.
Alopecia and
moved on to
the
somebody
squirts.
else. When you said this initially, that she was getting divorced yesterday, I was thinking Brooke Burns. I always got those two by the name mixed up because, man, she was on that show. Was it Dog Eat Dog?
Oh, my God.
What a stunner. And her and Bruce Willis were a couple
for a while. Yeah. And she's a tall drink of water.
Yes, she is.
Brooke Burke does commercials for mild incontinence.
And she used to do Skechers.
Yes.
She does mild incontinence.
Well, she like, I'm a workaday woman and blah, blah, blah. And sometimes I piss myself. No, it's sort of like little leak. A lot of people suffer from it. Like if you
after having babies and stuff like that.
Leak.
Occasionally, if you laugh hard or you go to pick up a car, you'll pee a little bit.
Boys incontinence pads.
There you go.
I knew women who would pee when they laughed every single time.
Oops,
I felt
peed a
bad
little.
for them.
Oops, pooped a little.
No, I have a friend.
Stop making me laugh. You're making me crap myself.
I have a friend who peed all over our other friend's chair because she was laughing so hard and she just couldn't control it.
You know?
It is one of those things.
Yeah, you pop a few babies out of there and it's tough.
When I had the prostatectomy, I was wearing those first off the
diapers.
Sure. By the way, the adult diapers are the best underwear you could possibly wear. They're super comfortable.
Wait, you wore the diapers?
I
didn't know this.
For like a week.
Oh, I had to, after my vasectomy.
You had to wear them too?
I had to wear, in fact, I have a picture of me here with it on somewhere. In there. But not like full-on diapers. I could be crapping myself.
My mommy.
But that was more for the front. Steve, you had the butt and everything, right? Everything covered, right?
What they do is they're awesome, Kathy. You would love them.
I can't believe we're talking about
They have this huge, like 3.5-foot safety pin.
I would love
And then I go around with this huge pacifier. No. Think of like regular briefs that are a little bit thicker, but they're great. But
We wore them in college for fun, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it would be a drunken night in the fraternity house.
Hey, Marissa has adult diapers.
No, that's a diaper.
No, that's a real diaper.
Oh, that's a real diaper.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was my break in my big break into radio as I wore diapers to live broadcasts.
Right, they're comfy.
No, that's not what I'm talking
That's
about.
like a pull-up if you have trouble going when you go to bed, Preston.
Yeah, for adults. Yeah, exactly.
No, I didn't wear that.
You didn't wear this?
No.
Okay.
It's like a regular like a brief. That's just a little thicker.
There you go.
You look a Roman soldier.
Thank you. I put the diaper on my head. I used to do this for fun when we had kids. I'd put a diaper on my head. And I wish you stood straight up. How cool would that be? Like, I know.
Put your back scratcher in there.
Your chef is here.
You might be able to have it stick up.
I think it might be too tall. I'm going to try this out. Marissa's taking pictures, so you'll be able to enjoy it at home.
Hang on.
Wait, hang on.
All right, come on. Jam it in there.
I almost got it. Hang on.
There you go. You got it.
Oh, man.
No?
God, you look like Johnny Bravo.
I'm going to try and help you.
Albino Johnny
Hey, man.
Bravo. I got a damper on my head, man.
All right, hang on. Sorry. We're gonna. Oh, Casey's got the right idea.
Casey's got it. It's up.
Casey's done this before.
It's not my first diaper head rodeo thing.
That looks great.
Hi, everybody.
He's slow.
I'm waving to the camera.
What's in the
now.
front?
What's in the front? You mean what's in the front?
Well, there's a little like.
It's business in the front and the party's in the
Diaper
back.
in the back.
Okay.
Business in the front,
What are you
diaper in the
talking
back.
about?
There's the little rectangle area right above the forehead.
That's your absorbent part.
Yeah, it's the absorbent.
So,
where
Nick,
you pee and poop.
what I was wearing was...
I've never seen a diaper on a man's head like this before.
Okay,
what I was wearing was like a brief that was just a little bit thicker than regular underwear. Not this behemoth.
All right. Well, anyhow,
Brookburg's peas or pants.
what's that?
That's how we started talking
Brookburg.
about.
Oh, yeah. So
Pants.
Brook Park Peas or Pants. Yeah. So anyhow, she said that they are all committed to moving forward as a loving family.
I don't care.
All right. Let's see what we got here. A preview of what appears to be Ghost's new single, Rats, has emerged online ahead of the track's official debut.
I can't help but think of Charlie Brown when you say that.
I know. The 26-second excerpt comes comes just days before the full song's rumored arrival on Thanksgiving evening or Friday morning.
Rats.
Rats is taken from the
It's a delightful Charlie Brown story.
Rats.
the Swedish band's upcoming fourth album, for which more details are also said to be arriving at the end of this week. Isn't that funny? That used to be kind of a pseudo curse word for kids.
Yeah.
Rats.
It was akin to the C word.
Yeah.
Was it though?
No.
Oh, it was completely the C word.
Ghost frontman.
What did you just say? Did you say the R word?
R dash.
But I didn't say roads. I said the big one.
Ghost frontman Tobias Forge told Loudwire about Rats when he said, when I was when I was a kid, there was a concert called Moscow Peace Festival. Ozzy Osbourne opened with I Don't Know, and it's such an effing great opening track. He said this was in front of like 80,000 people who went nuts, and I wanted to have that feel with Rats.
What's that?
That's
Ozzy
Rocky
doing the
IV.
Rocky.
Exactly. Say, do that again. I'm sorry. I would not have even.
No.
I would have never picked up on that.
But Casey did.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, it's the best Rocky ever.
Rocky IV.
Rocky 3 was on last night.
dear God.
And they're still doing a marathon.
Clubber Lang and Thunderlips.
Yeah.
Harvey Danger. Flagpole sit top. 14 minutes after 10 on this Monday morning with the Preston and Steve Show. Word of the Week prize, by the way. A reminder, I said earlier this morning we're giving that away on Friday. No, we're not. We're giving it away on Thursday because we're off on Friday.
Yeah.
We'll do the Christmas Miracle live broadcast on Wednesday and then one more show from here in our studios. And then we are off into vacay time towards the end of the year. But we'll be giving away a $500 Amazon gift card courtesy of the Blue Man Group. So make sure you're listening for the lesson question, or not the lesson question, for the letter of the day, which I'm sure Pierre is going to bring to us a little bit later on this morning. In the meantime, we have something else to give away, and that would be, via a lesson question, a Babylon prize pack. Ooh. Including a branded Bluetooth speaker and a wireless charger and a Fandango code to see the film Babylon. And the question that we are going to go with is, let's give you one from just a minute ago. I very rarely do this, but Paul Neumann, the black bear, has a grizzly bear friend. What's a grizzly bear's name? 215-263-WMMR. Very rarely. It was just a couple of minutes ago. Paul Neumann, the black bear, has a grizzly bear friend. What is a grizzly bear's name? 215-263-WMMR. Call now if you know.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Sponsored this morning by Manhattan Bagel. Treat everyone on your list to a gift that's always in good taste, a gift card from Manhattan Bagel. Buy a $20 gift card and get you get $5 free for a limited time at manhattanbagel.com. Manhattanbagel.com. Participating locations only. What's going on, Steve?
Well, James Cameron pissing off animal welfare activists by promoting his ocean-themed epic Avatar, The Way of Water in Japan with a SeaWorld-like dolphin show. To make matters worse, Cameron ended the press junket by offering journalists the chance to club a baby seal.
Whoa.
Hey!
That's not good. Brian Johnson, no, not that one, the bodybuilder known as the Liver King, rode a horse down Rodeo Drive Saturday while eating raw liver to prove it is part of his training regimen. Johnson told reporters he is living proof you can get super jacked on a diet of raw liver if you combine it with lots of steroids.
Oh, my God.
And finally, Elizabeth Hurley denying the apparent rumor that she is the one who took Prince Harry's virginity, which is something that is alluded to in his forthcoming book. Royal watchers say that the Hurley rumor has been around forever, but say those in the know are almost certain it was Susan Boyle. That's your Hollywood trip.
All right, we're looking for an answer. Paul Neumann, the Black Bear, is a grizzly bear friend. What is the grizzly's name? And we're going to Jared because he was the first caller in. Hey, Jared, good morning.
Hey, how you doing?
Awesome. Jared, what was the grizzly bear's name, please?
Robert Redford.
Yes. Robert Redford is correct. Hang on, Jared. You just got yourself a Babylon prize pack, and that does include a branded Bluetooth speaker and a wireless charger and Fandango code to see that film, Babylon. It's an original epic set in 1920s Los Angeles, led by Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, and Diego Calva. And it hits theaters on Friday, by the way. All right, we got to get to music news.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, so we're going to start with this, and it's happy news that Flea is now a new daddy. He's a father of 3. The Red Hot Chili Peppers bassist, who is 60 years old, welcomed his first baby with my wife, Melody Asani, on December 12th. Just days before the baby arrived, Flea had told people, "I love being a dad, and I can't even believe that I'm about to have another baby. I'm just excited about laying down at night with a little baby on my chest and smelling its little breath and feeling its soft little feet."
I love you, Daddy.
He said he was very happy, albeit a little sleep deprived at this point. He said, "I haven't been doing a lot of sleeping, but I've been doing a lot of floating on a cloud of love." The newborn, whose name has not yet been revealed, is the first for Asani and the third for Flea, who shares a daughter, Clara, who is 34 years old.
Dear God, her sister is 34 years old.
With ex-wife Leisha Xavier and 17-year-old Sonny Bebop that he had with Frankie Rader. The couple's pregnancy news was first shared on Instagram in July when she debuted her baby bump in a post. So,
Yay, someone else in the will.
I have a friend whose sister is 22 or 23 years younger than her. And I
Okay.
thought that was bad. This is 34.
34, 17, and now a baby.
Wow.
I mean, that's all 3 of those.
Yeah.
The 34-year-old could have a 17-year-old
yeah.
baby.
And what's
So,
the middle one is Cowboy Bebop? What's the name?
No, her name is Sonny Bebop.
Okay.
So, yeah. Let's see. Over the weekend, Metallica served up an early Christmas gift to fans that attended their Helping Hands concert and auction by performing their new single to a live audience for the first time. James Hetfield told the crowd, since this is such a special gig here, we thought we would play Lux Eterna for you. As another surprise, they welcomed St. Vincent to the stage to share vocals and guitar duties for Nothing Else Matters. Other celebs included Jimmy Kimmel, Robert Downey Jr., Tom Morello, and Tony Hawk as well. Dave Grohl joined Billie Eilish on stage on Thursday night at LA's Kia Forum. Grohl led the pair through an acoustic reading of Foo Fighters' 1998 classic My Hero, and he touched on how Eilish helped soothe the band's emotions during a dark time. Didn't we have a clip from this?
Yeah, we should. It's also with, I think, Childish Gambino is on this clip.
So he had said that earlier this year, all the Foo Fighters and our families gathered together at my house to watch the Grammys. And when Billie came out for her performance in the Taylor Hawkins T-shirt, the room was filled with real tears of love and gratitude. So here's a clip of them playing it.
What goes
No. Okay.
That is from the
these are the Hanukkah sessions.
Okay. Oh, wait. No, my bad. My bad. Sorry. I just saw the name Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
You're right.
Well, let's finish the other
Okay.
one first.
Okay.
All right.
Spinning wheel.
It's very touching.
Got to go round. Talk about your trouble. It's a
This is him and Greg Kirsten.
the painted pony. Let the spinning wheels spin.
So they do music from Jewish artists, right?
Yeah, I love this. He's been doing it for the past couple of years, and it's just fun. It also makes you appreciate what a difficult song it is to sing.
Yeah. All right, now then with Billie Eilish. Here we go. Dave's playing guitar and she's singing?
Yes.
I didn't know she could sing above.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of her like her.
That is her
regular
thing. Yeah. And it's good to hear her belt out a little bit.
Projecting
a
little. So, yeah, she and Dave, they have a relationship, a very good one, and that helped them out a lot when they saw the Grammys, and she was wearing that Taylor Hawkins shirt. So that's cool. Rage Against the Machine's guitarist Tom Morello is making a guest performance on the next Måneskin single called Gossip. The song originated from a riff that guitarist Tom Raji had written and has been holding on to for a long time. Raji said that Tom is one of the greatest musicians, and I've always listened to and learned from. Playing with him as a dream come true. It's an enormous gift and personal highlight of this incredible year. Although the song won't be released until January 13th, Måneskin did share a track online called La Fine. Both songs will be on their upcoming album.
That's a Givens Kids hit.
Rush. That's a Givens Kids hit?
Is it really?
I know that. Let's see, two more quick stories. Barry Kirch of Shinedown says that an injury to his elbow nearly ended his drumming career.
Oh.
So there was a testimonial video in which he said, as a band, we work out a lot. We work out every single day, every single show day. Pretty heavy to keep ourselves in shape because it's a pretty high energy show. I've seen them working out at MMRBQ.
It's tough.
In the back of their truck. They have all this equipment.
Wow.
The dudes are in there pumping iron before the show. And he said, even though he was in good shape, the problem came while he was off tour and sharing some family time. And he and his daughter were dancing, and he kept lifting her up. And he said the next morning he woke up in a lot of pain and ended up having to take physical therapy 3 times a week due to severe tennis and golfer's elbow, which is a kind of tendonitis. Kurt said that he has now fully recovered, and he was able to go back on Shinedown's world tour. He said, it's been an awesome journey to have such a scary injury for my career. To be able to come back and feel like new again, life is good.
Do not show affection to your children.
Yes, if you value your musicianship. And then finally, Billy Joel announced he's forced to scrap his final show of 2022. Tonight's concert at Madison Square Garden has been postponed due to a viral infection that he got. The Piano Man tweeted a message to fans about the postponement, saying, I'm disappointed to share that I'm under doctor's orders for vocal rest due to a viral infection. And I'm so sorry to let you know so close to show day, but I was hoping to be closer to a full recovery by now. Sadly, that hasn't happened, and I look forward to seeing you in the new year.
What's his physical status? Is he he had slimmed down a bit for a while. It was kind of he was making mention of the fact that he wanted to get into better shape. Is that the case? Do we know? Has anyone seen him?
I haven't seen any pictures of him lately. So yeah, I'm not really sure if he's holding true to that or not. And that's it. That's what I have in the entertainment report for you. All right, one more.
One more.
I'm going to do one more Christmas miracle invite right now. All right, we'll take caller number.
It's a Christmas miracle. Yeah.
We'll take. Casey's the one who hits those sound effects. We'll take caller number 23 at 215-263 WMMR, and I hope you can join us for this tomorrow, or not tomorrow, day after tomorrow. what in the hell is going on here?
I'm scared.
I think I did that.
I'm so scared.
Anyway, we'll take the caller now, and we'll set you up. Caller number 23. You got to be at least 21 years of age and join us. And you need to know the President and Steve show. And wear your ugly sweater because it's Miller Lite Ugly Sweater Edition. 215-263 WMMR. We'll be right back.
Preston and Steve
Preston and Steve.
on 93.3 WMMR.
This Friday.
But not to go off on a tangent here, but Adrian's speech on the beach is so. She's a good actress, but not in that scene.
I don't remember. What was it?
You're a fighter. You gotta get up and fight. I married a fighter.
Yeah, you don't act too good. I know you're like the Godfather. You were terrific, but you're just literally terrible now.
There's a funny new character, Steve. I'm sure you've seen on SNL. That's every girlfriend in every boxing movie ever.
Yeah. Oh no, I'd love to see that.
It's really good.
Who's doing it?
It's one of the newer actresses. Yeah, and it's on Weekend Update.
Oh, I got to see that.
And it's basically like Renee Zellweger and Cinderella Man and meets Adrian meets
the put upon, long suffering.
Yeah, she's taking the kids to the sister's house, and it's one cliche after another, but it's really funny.
So maybe. There we go. If you have the clip, yeah. So maybe you lose, or maybe you don't, but you gotta fight.
Excuse me, now I got to feed the seagulls.
What?
They fly down and they eat it right out of your hand.
You're an idiot.
I'm sorry, were you saying something? I plan on giving up.
Instead of fighting?
This guy's a very good fighter.
Yeah.
He's got a mohawk.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mickey protected me.
Wow.
So this was about Ozzy?
No, it was actually about Ghost.
Oh, Ghost.
And then we went to Ozzy, and then we went to Rocky.
Oh, right, Russia.
But it's what we do at the Preston and Steve show. Ghostman.
My name is Ghostman Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, pleasure to meet you, Ghost Man. Can you talk some sense into this bitch?
That's how you fight with your woman. Scooby-Doo.
All right, Kevin, we're playing Mashup Madness. You know what to do, right?
Most certainly.
All right, here is the mashup for the two of you. Here we go.
Somebody out?
Kevin.
Kevin. Okay, Kevin.
Kevin, the two songs, please.
Do Me Like the Devil and...
Hang on.
Hold on.
Say that again.
Do Me Like the Devil and...
Yeah. Are you sure?
No, that's we can't give it to you. Do Me With the Devil is not a correct title.
All right, but it's gonna hurt. I have horns on my pee-pee.
But listen, Katie gets to take a shot and ask
Oh, God, this is so much harder when you're under pressure. Well, I do know that it's Running with the Devil.
Okay. And what's the other song?
You know that beat. You know
I
it.
know. Wahoo!
Sing the lyrics in your head.
I can't get it.
Oh, sorry. That means, Kevin, you get to take another shot at it.
Running with the Devil and Celebrate.
Yeah! You got it back! Do me like the devil! All right,
Okay,
Katie.
but lava comes out.
Pedro Almodovar has set the stars for his upcoming film Dolor y Gloria, which is pain and
Baby's Day Out. It's Spanish.
It's Pain and Glory.
Okay.
His production house, El Desio, announced that Almodovar will reunite with Antonio Banderas.
Yes.
And Penelope Cruz.
I have worked with him in many pictures. Many of them in my native language of French.
No, not French.
No?
Spanish.
Spanish.
Penelope Cruz as well.
Absolutely.
And it will.
Do you love me, Antonio? I do. I love you, boobies.
It will chronicle a. What do you love?
I love your boobies. They protrude like two fleshy missiles.
It will chronicle. It's so romantic.
Yeah.
You know?
And your snash is nothing to sneeze at.
Dude.
Totally went there.
It sounds less
what's a
FCC
snash?
offensive.
When you say snash?
See, your snash is very trimmed like a Sharpei.
What is a snash?
It's the little cardboard between your thighs. Your snash.
Technically, that's not a real word, so you know.
It's not FCC violation.
It's okay.
No.
Should be good.
Yeah.
S-N-A-S-H. Snash.
It's very similar to your gatch.
All right, then.
He says Spanish 101.
Oh, dear God. What I have written in quotations on my info sheet is the word meshies.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys know what it is because Casey told us what this is. But this is from we'll
just say a friend of mine.
A friend of yours and his girlfriend.
Yes,
And
this is years ago.
They eventually get married?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Murder-suicide.
No. That's not what happened. But what age range are we talking when the meshies were happening?
Freshman year in their college.
In college. And they were both virgins?
They were both virgins.
Okay.
And they had dated for a long time in college, and I just assumed
they'd done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just assumed that, and because they were, especially he was so committed. Do you know what I mean? Like so.
Very committed to her?
Yes. And it was like one of those deals like, you know, the first person that touches it, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to marry this person.
Right.
It was like that kind of commitment.
Okay.
And I didn't find out until just a few weeks ago that that whole time, because they had dated, I think, almost all the way up until senior year.
So for years.
Yeah. They never had sex.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, some people make the choice to do that.
Yeah.
But it goes even further. They used to do this thing called meshies. Okay. And
meshies.
This is going to be interesting how you describe this.
It was funny because when I was doing the makeover, Kathy, when your friend Elisa came
she
by,
called them meshies?
she kept calling my shorts meshies.
Like mesh shorts.
And in my mind, I just was laughing.
You were thinking of this.
Because meshies completely means something else now.
Okay.
But so when they didn't actually have sex, but they would mess around with each other.
Is this? Are we? Okay, just to clarify here, is this through the clothes stuff?
So, meshies was a special thing, a special treat that he would receive from her.
Yes.
Where he would have to go put mesh shorts on. Okay. And she would perform on him.
Okay, so this would be no underwear?
No underwear, just meshies.
Okay.
And she would
She would
She'd
show
use her mouth.
Her
Yeah,
mouth.
she would use her mouth.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to go and say what she's doing
Fine.
with her
No,
mouth.
she could be yodeling.
Yeah.
Why did he have to have mesh shorts on?
Because they're thinner and as opposed to like denim or something like that, mesh shorts, you can. There's not as much. It's almost like wearing latex, I guess, or something.
Well,
you know,
I guess
the mesh shorts allows you could feel breath through them.
Yeah.
You could feel. They're aerated a little bit,
Right.
So
Now-
it's the Swiss cheese of underwear.
But I still don't get why he had to have those on.
Well, so it's one of two reasons, and I'm not really sure, Kathy. I don't know if the mesh material left enough room for the Holy Spirit, or she just didn't. She was grossed out by what was underneath. Like didn't want contact.
Was this? Was it religious reasons?
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
It's one of two reasons. Either
plausible deniability, I think, is what the meshies provided them.
Okay.
Man, that's insane.
You know what? Honestly,
wrapping up musically our broadcast day. 10:35 on this Monday morning with Preston and Steve show. And back with everyone, every show member in attendance. We've had this like broken cast for the past, month?
Yeah.
It started with
me
you.
gone, Kathy gone, Nick gone. And so we've
Egon?
been sporadically, one of the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
But it's been, this kind of busted up cast. And now we're finally back together for 4 days. and then on to a little time off.
That's good to have the family back.
It is, absolutely. I would like to thank our guests on the program. We had Ellen Latson.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Ruby Sue from Christmas Vacation. It was great talking to her. She was really sweet and had some really cool stories, and is well versed in WMMR and Preston and Steve knowledge too.
It's wild to see the adult that she is because she's so burned into your minds as this 9-year-old girl.
Yep. And she has, if you want to follow along, she's pregnant, and she's got a website called roadtomama.com telling that story for those who may be expecting or thinking about heading down that path. I'm sure she can share some cool stuff. And she's doing cameos for the Christmas season. Go to cameo.com/Ellen Latson, and she can do a special message for you if you like, which is cool. So we had an enjoyable time today. Look at Sarah Parker over there.
Hey, everybody. It's good to have you on the ba-ba-two-ba-two bop-bop-a-doo got-bop-it-up.
She nailed it. Nailed it.
It's like my good luck charm. I can't fill in for Pierre without doing it, or everything will just go asunder.
Yes. How was your weekend?
It was good. Trying to get ready for Christmas.
Yeah.
A little behind this year, but it's okay. It's all
Your
right.
sweater's awesome.
Thank you.
Where do we sell
This
those?
was designed by Francesca.
Oh,
God,
wow.
close to a decade
Ages
ago.
ago.
Yeah,
it's ugly sweater style. It's like knitted. I'll show the YouTube audience.
Yeah, it's the MMR logo. The whole thing looks
That's
great.
cool.
I love that.
There's little phallic microphones on here. It's great.
I never noticed that before. So you pointed that out.
And we played your performance this morning.
Oh, did you? I missed it.
Yes.
Oh.
She's the love interest. Or wait, are you the love interest?
Yes, she loves Gary.
Christmas
Yes,
Cookie
I
Cove?
love. I love Gary.
And then,
At Christmas time.
Kathy, who were you in that?
I was like
Aunt Dottie.
Aunt Dottie.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't listening. We had Ellen in here, and I was talking to her off air. So
Aunt
She's Tori Torrenson, Sarah, and Gary's, of course, Gary.
yeah. So you're in for Pierre today and tomorrow?
Yes, I am. And then
Okay.
he'll be back just in time for his Christmas Eve spectacular on Friday.
Right.
So
All right.
not
so
to worry there.
We're going to need you for the letter of the day. You good to go?
You know what? I forgot about that part, but we're going to make it up just like Pierre does.
Perfect.
Here we go.
4 letters. Here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
And the Preston and Steve show is brought to you today by the letter
C as in Christmas, Cookie Cove.
All right, so we have a C, and there are 3 more to go, and we're going to give this away on Thursday, mind you. $500 Amazon gift card courtesy of Blue Man Group, which is coming to the Miller Theater from December 27th through December 31st. For tickets and information, you can visit kimmelculturalcampus.org. So you got the reins of MMR. What are you doing today?
I sure do. At noon, we will start the workforce blocks. Today, they are U2, Judas Priest, and a block of Christmas music. Hanukkah also began last night, so we'll probably get to something there. And I have Government Mule tickets to give away. They are coming to the Met on December 29th. And a copy of this Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers live at the Fillmore set.
Yes.
You guys have heard about this, right?
Yeah.
It sounds pretty epic.
It's a great prize.
Yeah, we'll have copies of that to give away all week long.
Wonderful. All right. Well, we hope you have a great show today, and we will reach out to you again tomorrow to give us another letter. So in the meantime, I want to thank our sponsors. Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by Dunkin'. Preston and Steve Show runs on Dunkin'. Also Acme Markets, fresh foods, local flavors, and by iloveexcitement.com. So there you go. Tomorrow on our program, our buddy Tom Papa is going to be on the show.
We love Tom Papa.
He's got a Netflix special out. I watched it over the weekend. It was fantastic. And we're going to do the last of the Christmas Miracle invites.
Wow.
Because it is day after tomorrow. So make sure that you're with us. We have 5 of them left. We'll get those away tomorrow. That's it. We're done. Rage on and have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, friend. Bye-bye.